people's, anyone. I think it might just be us again. But you know what? That's okay. That's fine.
This is fine.
That's anyone.
I
think it might just
oh
be
god,
us
this,
again.
this
But you know what?
background can't contain my hair.
Oh no. Oh man.
All right, well, my hair's going to be flitting in and out of existence today, but it's worth it for this great little neon sign.
Hey, you know, there you go. So yeah, I think right now it's just us, so that's cool. But hello, everybody. And by everyone, I mean me and Josh. But,
did we tell anyone we were doing this right now?
Yeah, it's up on Twitter. It's up on the Facebooks and stuff. But like, you know, it's 3 of us. It's like 2 of us that like doing stuff that it's super niche. And, you know, maybe that's life. But that's okay.
I mean, what are you gonna do?
That's what VODs are for, you know?
Amen. Should we put all this, after we make these videos, should we put this like on a YouTube channel or something?
Yeah, I mean, I have the recordings of it, so I can throw them up there. It's probably not the worst idea, for sure.
I feel like that would be a smart move.
Yeah, I think me too. And I think that'll be where we at eventually.
Yeah, we'll make a Thicc Notes YouTube so people can enjoy our Thicc Notes.
3 hours of us, you know, screaming in anxiety.
Someone likes it.
Hey, someone likes it.
Thank you, Ashley. Ashley is raising her hand. She likes it.
Well, thank you. Appreciate that. So, today... So last week, for those of you who were there with us last week and are kicking around for that nonsense, we did a quick and dirty run-through of Rolling Down to Old Maui as Sailing Down from Waterdeep, which we got the chorus and the first verse and the last verse done of that. While we get the rest of sort of that song squared away, because you've seen most of the music components of it, you've seen the chorus put together, and putting together the actual verses isn't going to be stupendously hard. It's one line through the entire
pretty simple
thing. So what we're going to do for the meantime is we're going to switch over to a new song. Well, it's a new song in that we haven't shown it on the stream yet, and we're going to run through the chorus and the choir for that one, and maybe we'll take a look at Sailing Down from Waterdeep if we finish that before the stream's over. Or what we are thinking, and maybe we'll get to it, is we'll take you a little bit into the world of the pirate campaign that I'm running with one of the shanties that I wrote for that campaign, and sort of walk you through our process of how we did that. I think that'll be a fun thing to do, and that'll be the way we do it there. So, yeah. So let's take a crack at a sea shanty called Bully in the Alley. It's a traditional sea shanty. I think first recorded appearance of it was around late 1600s, 1700, and it comes from an expression. So, bully in the alley is an expression, basically saying you're drunk in an alley. Basically, as the story goes, when sailors were drunk. Basically, bully means drunk. Specifically, bully in the alley means you're drunk in the alley, and specifically usually behind like the tavern or the pub you were drinking in, sort of like it's a little kind of like that cramped people waking up drunk in a cramped street, you know, and is sort of where they passed out. And what would happen is if you got drunk enough, so the story goes, you would get kicked out by the pub owner, dragged out by your mates, or just kind of wander out of the tavern into the alley, and some people would just fall apart and go to sleep in an alley if they were drunk enough, and they would wake up, you know, the next morning with like crows pecking at their head. And
it's like pretty much any convention you've ever been to after the hour's time, and everyone's just kind of bullying every single hallway you could find.
You know, that is the closest.
It's what we've got. It's the closest.
Yeah,
we've got.
that is surprisingly accurate. But we're going to take a look at Bully in the Alley, and once again, for those of you who didn't join us last week, who are just now maybe joining us for the first week. This week we are doing, again, another fundraiser for the Bail Project. We're continuing our fundraiser from last time. Last time we raised $100 for the Bail Project, which is super cool.
Which was great.
It's fantastic. We're really excited that that was a thing that happened, and we're really happy that that went. And we're aiming to hit a goal of 250 for the month, just to add a little bit of what we can do. If you donate $10 and help and sort of do that. Basically, any $10 entry gets you a entry. Any $10 donation gets you an entry. Wow, into a giveaway where we will write a custom shanty for you. Right now, since we've hit our goal of $50 on our milestone, that's one custom shanty we're going to give away, so everyone will get the chance to win that. And then also, if you do that, if we hit a couple of other milestones, we'll add more and more shanties to make, and then we'll sort of stack them up and do them live on stream for you, based on the stories that you tell. So, yep, I'm going to throw that up right now. Hopefully I got Nightbot working this time, so let's see if this command works.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Hey! It works! All right! So we have a Tiltify campaign going, as Nightbot was so very kind to explain. And if you donate there and sort of either put your Twitter handle or some way for us to get in contact with you in the comments of your donation, we will absolutely get back to you and sort of, if you've won the raffle for it, thank you, Ace, for pointing that out. Also, since we are talking about, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world right now, and this is a 3-hour chill stream. We're just trying to step away.
We're hanging out. We're trying
to hang out, relax for a bit, but we do want to bring attention to it. So if you take a look at, I believe, this one here, which I'm going to double check because I set these up a week ago and forgot to implement them.
Fair, but fingers crossed.
Yeah, there is a couple of petitions for some specific causes for Justice for Floyd and Run with a Mod, and as well as Stand with Breonna Taylor.
There's some really good ones.
So please, if you haven't signed those already, please do. Please show your support for just, there's a lot of stuff going on, guys. I'm not going to harp too much on it. We'll remind you over the course of the stream. We'll ping those petitions and the Tiltify link again. But, we know that we're here really to relax and try to kind of take 3 hours out of the world out of our space in the world to breathe and do something that we find really enjoyable. But we do want to support in the way we can, even while we're doing this. Josh, do you want to introduce yourself and talk a little about yourself real quick? Because we're gonna do this every week.
Oh God, you're just you love making me talk about myself.
I do. You're again enabling household, my friend.
Well, luckily for you, I love talking about myself. Hi, hey. I'm Josh Blue. Twitter handle above J Blue Tenor. Josh Blue Tenor on pretty much all my social medias. I am a singer. I'm an artist, a classically trained singer. I'm kind of freelance musician right now, doing a lot of different little projects. I mean, this is my favorite one, but don't tell any of my actual bosses. I got my bachelor's and my master's at Oberlin Conservatory and the Juilliard School of Music. So I'm coming at us every week from the Western classical world of music as I kind of help transcribe and write and arrange the pieces that we are working on. What else? That seems good. I do the music things, and John does the everything else.
I mean, so that's not entirely true, but I'll let you get away with it for now. So also, hello, I'm John or Ryamasa. You can tweet her up there. I do a lot of tabletop stuff. I do a show called Thrall, which is a dark fantasy campaign on Unmade Gaming, where I'm a player in that one, and I'm also a player on the New Acadian Night stream, which is an Urban Shadows playthrough, where I'm a player at 9:30 p.m. EST on Scraticus Academy. And there's some other stuff coming up soon that I'm going to be able to talk about as of next week, so look forward to that. I'm very excited. But I do a lot of table stuff. I'm also a master's student in a drama therapy mental health counseling program, and with a focus on using TTRPGs and LARPs in a therapeutic way, as well as social skills groups and that kind of an emotional learning for using games as the medium for doing so. But when I'm not doing stuffy academic nonsense, I have been a longtime GM and a longtime player. And one of the things I like to do is write in-world vignettes or music, or songs or lore for my players, like most GMs do. We give us a world building, and then we'll tell you about the players that walked into our sandbox and kicked everything over, which is fine because that's honestly I enjoy it personally. Some GMs don't, but I do. And I've been running a campaign for a group of friends, of which Josh is one, since quarantine started. Yeah. And since when that happened, I basically I ran a pirate game based off of a world that a friend and I came up with, and I decided that what I wanted to do was I had played Assassin's Creed, and I just heard about the Pillars of Eternity Deadfire launch, which had written a bunch of custom sea shanties for their world, and I went, well, I should do that too, because I don't like some of them. And then I wrote them for. I wrote a couple. I wrote about two different. I took two different sea shanties. I made one version for a sea shanty called Santiana, which was about the crew of the this 5 idiots in a trench coat crew that I love running for.
5 halves of a whole idiot.
5 halves of a whole idiot. Love them. That was about their crew and their ship. And then I made 2 different songs that were plot hooks for one player's backstories in case they ever wandered into a tavern, which they did eventually. And how this got started, I talked to Josh, said, hey, would you mind maybe I know you do the music things and you have better equipment than I do currently. Would you mind taking a look at this and recording it? And then about 12 hours later, and, several Red Bulls, I assume,
Several.
Josh was like, I did it! And I was like, wow, that was fast. Okay. Because apparently between us we have 0 functioning sets of brakes. So,
yep.
We started talking, we started sort of doing this on the side, and boom, here we are, several sea shanties later, and this is just a project we're doing now. So, thank you for all of you joining our mad, crazy 3 hours of our internal brain hellscapes being vomited onto the internet.
It's pretty great. It kind of forces us to actually focus on one thing for a change.
Yeah, as opposed to the 7 incomplete ones we have kicking around.
Yeah.
So today we're going to take a look at Bully in the Alley, and we'll preface this ahead of time. Josh and I both looked at Bully in the Alley and went, wow, that's not very complicated at all, actually, to do on a stream. So what we'll do is we'll probably do Bully in the Alley, try to hammer that out, get that done in the next probably hour and a half. I think it's not going to take too long.
Give or take. I mean, I will say, I'm not going to do the usual thing of listening to it a million times and then trying to accurately transcribe it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to arrange it from scratch, which is going to be a little harder. So, maybe it'll take a little extra time. Maybe it won't. Fingers crossed. And
there we go. Because for those of you who don't know much about sea shanties, I will play a version also, fun fact, none of the recordings on Spotify for Bully in the Alley are really any good.
And there's hundreds of them. This is a really popular shanty, which is great. We love a popular shanty, but it means so many people have tried to do it, and there are some recordings out there. I would recommend just typing in Bully in the Alley and seeing them all at some point.
Yeah, I just clicked through them. There's there's a lot. So the version that Josh was using was, I believe, the one by Press Gang Mutiny, because they have one of the cleaner recordings out there. And I personally like the Kimberman recording in terms of its aesthetic and sound, but it also kind of sounds like it was recorded in a church with a MacBook. Which sometimes you can't get around. Sometimes that's indie recording in a nutshell. Not everyone can afford a studio, and that's fine. Also, certain voices function better in churches in terms of resonance and the kind of style you're doing. And the Kimbermen specifically go for a big bass kind of sound to them, and so it's a little easier for them to get that to make it sound good. But I'm just gonna play it for you, and then we're gonna talk about just. It's not a particularly difficult song. And honestly, that's good, because what we've been talking about is accessibility in music, and we want things to be easy to sing for people who don't know much about music and just need to pick something up. Right. But it also means that it's not particularly hard to arrange. So, I'll fire off the Press Gang Mutiny one, actually, because I think it's cleaner, and we'll do that. So give us a hot second, and we'll just play a little bit of that for you and then talk about it. So here we go.
Help me, Bob, I'm Bully in the Alley. Way, hey, Bully in the Alley. Help me, Bob, I'm Bully in the Alley. Bully down his shin bone now.
That's the entire song.
The whole thing.
That's the whole chorus, and then it's just...
And the chorus is the verses.
And the chorus is the verses, and the verse is the chorus. It repeats. So
literally, actually, the only difference is that the chorus has everyone singing all the time, and then the verses has the chorus singing on every other line. So if once you've sung the chorus, if you're not singing the solo, you know the whole piece.
Yep. And so the only actual big difference is that the one shake up it does is at the very beginning, you sing the chorus. The person starts in the caller starts in with you sing every other line in the first chorus, and after that, everybody sings everything. And so it's not particularly difficult to do. in terms of lyrics. It's also, if you tuned in last time to listen to our remake of Rolling Down to Old Maui, the lyrical structure is a lot more different, or a lot more different. It's a lot different because the choruses are relatively repeatable, but the verses are relatively their own self-contained lyrical structure. That is not the case for Bullet in the Alley. Bullet in the Alley is just... How many times can you say "way hey" like bully in an alley, bully in the alley? The answer is every verse / chorus, because what the structure does is it's so the chorus is so help me Bob, I'm bully in the alley, way hey bully in the alley, help me Bob, I'm bully in the alley, bully down and shinbone out, and those two of the 2 and 4 lines of that, which we will actually I'll bring us over to lyrics so we can show you since we kind of just dove into it anyway. So the lyrics in the workspace here, if you take a look, we get... So, hint, I've already written this, so this is actually going to go a lot faster on my end, which is why we're expecting...
this is awkward.
So we're expecting... this is going to be a lot more of, Josh's work for this particular piece. But what we're going to do is... So you can sort of see here... turns out, bully is the same number of syllables as bullet, and that was really easy. And so I went, okay... You know what? Not every... And I mentioned before that I like writing sea shanties that are world pieces or lore, but it's worth remembering some sea shanties are just fun. They're just, rowdy stories meant to be sung while you're drinking. And so Bullet in the Alley is a bit of a 17th... it's a bit of an 18th century shitpost as far as I'm concerned. It's the equivalent of, just a dumb kind of, song meme about a bullet. And a ranger and her bullet. So, one, because a ranger with a bullet is awesome, and 2,
it's always a good time.
I feel bad for rangers, so let's give them something cool. Because, for those of you who played 5th edition, the ranger is in an unfortunate spot if you want to play anything other than the hunter.
Okay, so important question then.
Yes.
We're using the same... We're calling the bullet Bob in this version?
Yeah, so there's a specific reason for that. So if you'll note...
Is it the same as the original meaning of Bob in the song?
No, I think the original... No, it's not. The reason why I did that is because I couldn't come up with something that fit that lyrical flow. So help me, Bob, I'm Bull in the Alley. That didn't sound dumb in my head. And then I said, okay, you know what we're going to do? We're just going to lean... really heavy into the into the shitpost aspect. So the ranger's name is Ayshe, or Ayshe, which, if you'll notice, is just one letter added on to Ash, as in Ash and Bob from Overwatch. So this is really just me shitposting about video games and gaming and fantasy in general. Also, because I like Ash being a ranger with a crossbow and tiny, and then bullets being fucking massive. It fits the the aesthetic of it, and so I was like, well, that just works. Actually,
that makes more sense than the other version of "Come Meet God," a bullet in an alley.
yeah. Also, for those who didn't know, so help me Bob is basically just so help me God.
Help me God. Except drunk.
Except drunk. So drunken, God drunk is Bob. That's not how that works.
Yeah, but I mean, the literal translation of this song was, "Oh, help me God, I'm drunk in this alley."
Yep, it's true. And then a whole bunch of people. So you know what it is? Bully in the Alley is, to me, at least aesthetically, the 1800s that TV show musical number where everyone around you will comment on what you're doing for no reason and then go back immediately to what they're doing with no pretense. Because you just have one guy going, "Oh God, I'm drunk in an alley," and everyone about going, "Hey, he's drunk!" and then walking away.
It's a lot of jazz hands. Yeah, just so many hands.
So that's kind of where we ended up for this one. So yeah, I just leaned really heavy into the shitpost aspect of it. So if you're wondering why it's a big shitpost, well, it's because it's a big shitpost. So Bullet in the Alley is really simple lyrical construction. I'll break it down for you the same way I did last time, which is the chorus is just, so help me Bob. So help me God, I'm bully in the alley. So it's about 10 to 11 syllables. Way hey, bully in the alley. Same repetition, 11 syllables, bully down in Shinbone Owl. Shinbone Owl was a reference to Shinbone Alley, which is a reference to several places, sort of like sobriquets and nicknames for different places. I think there was mention of a Shinbone Alley in New York. There's a mention of Shinbone Alley in London. It sort of depends. Like, there's kind of the way that, like, Chinatown shows up in everywhere. It's kind of the same thing for sailors, that there are sections of cities that they sort of designate as Shinbone Alley for them. So I just did a really simple, super dirty, fast replacement. So come meet Bob the Bullet in the alley. Way hey, Bullet in the alley. Blah 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 blah. Bullet down in Fellbone Owl, which I added Fellbone to make it sound a bit more fantasy, because sometimes you're not looking for lyrical masterpieces. You're looking for shit. And so this tells the story of a ranger named Aish, or Ash, however you want to pronounce it. I'm not going to give you... If you want to just take the clearly copyright avoidable Y out of there and you sing this shanty, I will. I know I will.
Yep.
So it tells the story of a ranger named Ash who goes to do a deal with a presumably rogue and or thieves guild person named Shifty Scully, who is very clearly going to stab her in the back, and then gets mauled the hell out of by her bullet companion, because they've been together forever and are adorable. So that's basically the entire... That is, quick and dirty, the entire plot of this song. Which means that if you look at this, what I had to write was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 lines. 16 lines out of like 32 are all things I had to write.
Are we sharing the lyrics page?
I believe... Oh, nope. I moved it back. What? I'm bad. All right.
It's all right.
So,
Second stream.
All right. So
there we are.
Look at the lyrics. I basically had to write 16 unique lines. Everything else is a copy paste from the original chorus in terms of "Way Hey, Bullet in the Alley" and "Bullet Down in Fellbone Owl." So it's really simple. Like, this is the kind of stuff that, like, I solidly believe, if you've never touched music, you could do this. Yep. So, like, you need to know a little bit of poetry. You need something that rhymes, and you don't even need something that rhymes that much. And because specifically Bullet in the Alley does this thing where it doesn't give a flying hoot that it is essentially a crass drinking song, I tossed a lot of my conventions from the original thing that we did on the first stream out the window. So normally I try not to rhyme things with each other. Here I literally rhymed Fellbone Alley with Fellbone Alley, because screw it, you're telling a drinking song. You're telling a drinking song. Also, very little of this song, as opposed to Old Maui, is actually very lyrical. Because Rolling Down for Old Maui has a lot of song element to it, where you have a lot of extended notes and actual lyricism sort of moving around. And Bullet in the Alley is a bit more of a drunken chant to music. So
this is a good time song.
Yeah, this is a good time song.
No one's really trying to tell a deep, intense story here. It's just fun.
Rolling Down to Old Maui is the song you break out when everyone is just starting to get drunk. Bullet in the Alley is what used to break out when everyone's like 3 or 4 tankards in.
Oh, yes.
And honestly, it's really easy. It's a lot of fun. And so I just did that. I will run through the lyrics. Like, you can see the lyrics up on here. It just tells the story of a ranger who is hired to do a job, who's about to get betrayed on that job, because of course they are. And then the person betraying them gets murdered gruesomely by their beast companion, which is a bullet. That's it. They're adorable, and it's great. That's the entire song. But so the tricky part is in sort of arranging this, and we mentioned this earlier, that this is not a particularly hard song to arrange. Is the kind of goal is to make it so this is something that's easy to sing. It's not particularly technically complicated, and that means most of the onus on this is to Josh.
Which is fine.
So, if you want to talk, we can toss it over to Sibelius, and I will chime in with more notes as we sort of go through this, because there isn't a lot of reason to hover here if you want to do that.
That's fair. Let me pull it up. Sure. I have nothing, so we're going to start from scratch.
Awesome. All right, let's bounce it over to the workspace for lyrics. Also, fun fact again, Bully in the Alley, like every other freaking sea shanty we've ever done. Works perfectly fine in 69 time.
Now, to be fair, like, this one would probably be done a little faster.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we've kind of committed to the 69-bit, and I'm here to keeping it.
We have. So I recommend, if you're going to sing this, bump it up a little bit. Go to maybe like an 100. Like, I think maybe like a 90 to 100 is probably about where you want it to live.
I think that's fair.
For, you know, to have a good beat without it being too fast. There is, however, a really good guitar cover of a bunch of Action Screen Shanty songs that pretty much doubles the tempo of it, which I recommend checking out because it's very good.
That's wild.
What is?
Doubling the tempo completely?
Yeah, it goes do 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 do. Well, because it's a guitar like jam.
Oh, right.
So it's do 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 do.
I'm here for this.
And it's like it turns into a really nice guitar jam. Actually, auto capture having no idea what I'm doing.
Yep.
But yeah, so that turns into a bit more of like a jig, which is actually kind of cool. That's significantly harder to sing for the number of words that are in the shanty, but highly recommend checking it out. It's a really good cover, and I'll throw it up in the link. I'll throw up the link to it while Josh is hunting around to do things.
Yeah. So we're gonna give our alto friends a chance to shine this week with the solo line, because why not? No one ever said it had to be relegated to a certain voice part. So last week, if you saw, we had a 5-part piece. We used soprano, alto, tenor, baritone, and bass. And again, those are they are not relegated to a specific person. It's just a voice range. Soprano being the highest, bass being the lowest. Everyone kind of filling in where they fit happily in that. This week, we're going to do 4-part harmony because I just don't think this piece is complex enough to demand 5 parts. So fine. And we're going to give the melody to the altos. Yay! Now, let me know if I click this note if you hear it. Do you hear that? Do you hear that little doot?
I heard it. I don't know if anyone else did. I'm assuming
I hope so.
Works.
Oh, yep, we've heard it.
Excellent.
This one's for you, Leth. Okay, so we're going to just kind of knock out this first thing real quick so you can just kind of hear what it sounds. So we have come, let's see here, put you here, and let's see if it goes in. Bob, I'm using, again, this Akai MPK Mini, this great little mini keyboard that I have plugged in, so I can just plug in the notes with my left hand without having to, like, individually click these things. Let's see here. And we're going to go to 16th notes. Oh, good God, that's not right.
I heard that, and I was like, that can't be correct.
There it is. You know, it's a process. I know. So we have So Come Meet Bob the... I'm going to sing during it, so that way you don't have to make me sing the whole thing at the end.
Curses my plan! Alright, I'll do it at the end, because I made you do it last time, so I'll do it.
So far we've just got So Come Meet Bob the Bullet in the alleyway, bullet in the alley. And then we go back to Come Meet Bob the... Then we're going to go to 16th notes. Nope, that should be an 8th note. And 16. Done. Okay, this is what we're talking about. Like, this here now is the basis for the entire song. And like, normally I would apologize to the altos for having to do the same thing over and over again, but everyone is doing the same thing over and over again in this one. I could put lyrics on it, but basically what you see here is, so come meet Bob the bullet in the alleyway, bullet in the alley. Come meet Bob the bullet in the alley, bullet down in Felbone Al. And we're going to hear that for the entirety of the song. It looks kind of daunting with all these kind of shorter notes in here, but remember when we take it at a slower tempo, it's actually going to come out completely different. Actually, do I have a metronome on here? I do, but my brain is not caffeinated enough to turn it on.
Fair, honestly.
So this is it. We're going to repeat this a million times for every verse and chorus. So what we're interested in is kind of figuring out what we're going to do for the lines around it. I apologize to my bass friends. It is going to get pretty stereotypically bassy in here, I think. Only because I don't really think there's any way around it. So we have rests here. I'm in bullet in the alley. Way bullet in the alley. That sounds fun, right? This will be fun because I can actually get John's input on these as I put them in. And normally it's just I put it in and then John's like, that was weird. And I'm like, yeah, I know.
That's true. Yeah.
Thanks, Ace.
Hey. Yeah. No, he's very good at his gerb.
So we go down in the alley. That should be a B natural. So we're going to do one of... Oh, we should probably drop some octaves in this poor bass line. See where we're at. Great. Hooray. And then we're going to go. Bullet in the alley. And then we're going to have a whole rest because it's our first verse. Bullet on a chip roll down. And I'm going to attempt to sing these bass notes that I am not a bass for.
Oh,
so
boy.
You hear me kind of...
As a baritone, I'm very excited for this.
That's fair. You're going to get like an F sharp down there.
Hey! No, I can't hit those either. I'm just very excited to see you try.
Boo! So John's now going to sing the bass line for it.
I mean, if you lay it down and play it, I will give it. How about this? I will join you in a miserable attempt to sing bass.
So basically, look, what I'll do here is just play what we have. All we have here is the main line, the soprano, or excuse me, the alto line, and the bass line for the very start. And why don't we just why don't we just play the alto line so you can hear it first?
Also, as a reminder, this is going to happen in 69 time, which means it might be excruciatingly slow.
I don't think it's excruciating, but it is slower than we're used to.
Yeah.
Great. There's our melody.
Yeah. Honestly,
it's not too bad.
I wouldn't even say it's 100. I think like a straight 80 would do that fine.
Yeah.
Actually,
the nice.
Okay, for the sake of my sanity while we're doing this, can we put it at 80 on the metronome and then switch it back to 69 for giggles?
I mean, I guess.
I'm just curious.
I don't know if this is actually going to change anything, so I'm curious now.
Oh, well, let's find out.
We're learning together.
Yay!
Yeah.
Wow, it does. Yeah, so like actually 90 to 100 would have actually been way faster. Like an 80 is fine. Yeah.
And I'm hearing this sentence as I'm saying it, but I'm going to say it anyways. The nice thing about 69, John, is...
Yeah, No, please finish. I'm excited.
Thank you, I will. The nice thing about 69 is that it's a slower tempo that if you're learning it for the first time is comfortable to learn all the notes in. So I think like it's a good starter tempo for people to work with. And as you get more comfortable with it, you can put it in whatever tempo you want. I'm not your mom. I'm not going to tell you how fast to sing the song. Like, you do what you want.
Trust us, nobody tells anybody how fast to sing Bully in the Alley. If you listen to any of the recordings going around, the tempo is all over the place.
Yeah.
The good thing about 69 is that we've done it multiple times, and we might as well just keep doing it, right?
If it ain't broke. All right, I'm going to play it again with the bass line that we've added in here, which is just a simple little... Basically, this bass line you're going to hear over and over again as we get into the choruses and all of those things, and as we get into the verses. But as you hear from the first recording, they only come in every other line to kind of set the precedent. And also, you may wonder why they chose to do that when they don't do it for the rest of the song. This gives the lead a chance to set the tempo of the piece and to kind of bring everyone together. Because if you were all in a group getting ready to sing a drunk shanty together, you'd want someone to tell you when we're starting and how fast we're going, as opposed to just going, and everyone sing.
Yeah. For those of you who, anyone without musical experience has had a moment of this.
Yep.
Picture, if you will, someone trying to get an entire group of people to sing Happy Birthday on the same tempo, key, and time signature, but no one does that. They just go happy, and you're like, oh god. And so and if you listen, everyone starts at a different note. It doesn't matter. And this is one of those things that where if you speak a common musical language, it's much easier to do that. Especially, and you'll see this especially even in when I was at the Tanglewood Summer Camp down in Lenox, Massachusetts, where Tanglewood Institute of Music is. We did Happy Birthday for everybody in the chorus every time someone had a birthday.
Oh God!
But that's an 80-person chorus with a director, and so we would get a time signature in the conductor's baton, and a pitch pipe note before we started, because everyone at that point then launched into an 80-person choir with harmonies everywhere. But everyone, and now, because we all sort of spoke the same musical language, all of the harmonies were in the chords that we knew were going to work for any particular moment in that song, because we'd all been singing for long enough to kind of know where harmonies go. But if you hadn't done that, if you hadn't set a time, if you hadn't set what key we were in, and we all just kind of improvised, we probably would have gotten there eventually, but the beginning would have been a hot mess.
Now, I will say, however, Happy Birthday and While I'm on This Soapbox, the national anthem of the United States of America, are both hot garbage songs to sing, because they just exist in no singable range for any singer. I implore you to just pick a starting note that you think is good for any of these songs and try to sing it, because about 5 notes in, you're going to go, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no.
Oh, Nightbot! No!
Nightbot! Let her spam emotes!
Let her spam emotes! Boo! Oh, hold on. I'm gonna see. All right, you do that. I'm gonna see if I can fix that.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Because it's just so bad and so difficult to sing.
Disable.
Yup.
All right, cool. Yeah, keep going. It's fine. If we get enough people where that's actually a problem, I'll turn it back on. But it's not anymore. Just go. There we go. Beautiful.
Yes. We literally have so many of these moments, and half of my job as a singer, I feel, is singing the national anthem and Happy Birthday to people.
God.
Which is so great. But it's always
America the Beautiful is a strictly more singable song. It's not great either.
But it's so much better.
So much easier. Because it just hovers in the same area for the entire song. Whereas,
I implore a great listen. If you want to hear some Duncan on the national anthem, is the podcast Punch Up the Jam with Miel Brado and Demi Adejuibe. It's just Miel now, but back then they did a national anthem episode and they turned it into a fire song. I highly recommend it.
Okay. Well,
yes.
We'll get that link later, because that sounds
We'll get that link later. But first, I will play this. We're just filling time here. We will play...
Also, we're not filling time. This is what you signed up for, is us being giant music nerds with occasionally getting things done. Because if you...
Okay, fair.
Honestly, if we didn't have Thicc notes for our, Super K, I think it would just have been 2 distracted boys.
Yes.
Because that's us in a nutshell.
Thick and distracted.
Yep.
It's the sequel to Dazed and Confused. Okay, this is the intro to Bulette in the Alley again with the bass line. So you'll start to hear a little bit more harmony, and it's going to start to fill it out a little more.
not.
Just an F sharp.
It's not quite an E. E. About where the E starts to hit is where I get a little funky.
Yeah.
Because I'm out of
Bullet down in Falbo now. There it is. I was a bass baritone when I started singing.
Oh boy.
I know, right? Buck wild. I was Javert in high school.
Oh. I was the child soprano soloist in Chichester Psalms.
What happened? We went the opposite directions.
Puberty happened and you shot up and I went down.
I had reverse puberty. By the time I ended high school, I was a tenor 1 and so confused.
Yeah, I was like that kid who did... I was the kid doing like the brother solo in... So, actually, since we're here in this music story land, I was the brother soloist in Joseph and the Technicolor Dreamcoat for Oh No Not Here, whatever that song is called. And about halfway through rehearsal, I hit puberty and my voice started dropping. And that song is significantly harder to sing without voice cracking when you're in the middle of figuring out where your vocal range is actually going to end up. Just saying. Okay.
Well, we've gotten to the point where I have no clue what I'm going to do next. So come me bum bullet in the alley, bullet in the alley, bullet in the alley, bullet in the Okay, so welcome to Josh Blue's Experimentation Corner. I should have said station. Damn it.
You know what we should have done? Okay,
what should we have done?
Well, next time we do that, I'm gonna queue up one of like the Josh Blue Experimentation Station. It'll be like one of those like 3-second TV stingers where it just plays an obnoxious noise and spins the words around and will come back to us.
Good.
That's what we'll do.
Okay, so what
that's my next commission for this channel.
Fair. Okay, so this is a fun thing they do with syncopation here. And what I mean when I say, let me make sure I'm in the right octave. This little keyboard's great, but it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's like 16 notes. So I have to click an octave up or down for how I'm going to place it on the staff, like on the actual notes. And if I don't click the right thing, you will get some wild octave displacement. So like, let's see if... Oh, hey, it's in the right one.
Hey!
Nope, that's not it.
Okay, I see what you're doing. Okay.
And so, well, when I say syncopation, basically, it's just we have kind of in our head this metronome that we're using for the piece, you know, that goes, so help me rob the bullet in the alleyway, bullet in the alley. Syncopation are any of those notes that come in on the off beat. So this that I'm clicking is our beat. And so we have our beat going like this, and these are our off beats. It's everything in between those main kind of metronome beats. So what they do in we hear this a lot in a lot of the Bully in the Alley recordings, actually, is that someone will come in on the offbeat every time we get to Way Hey, which makes it sound more interesting. It takes your ear and it throws it to a different line. So you might have, so come meet Bob the Bullet in the Alley, way hey, bullet in the alley. And that little, like, we all kind of match up at the end, but that little bit of syncopation keeps you, it keeps you on your toes listening, because it suddenly takes your ear and drags it to a different line. I'm starting to think that I might have given the basses too exciting of a line, and they may have to get something more boring.
Okay, alright, cool. Alright, cool. We'll make it just 4 quarter notes, that's fine. Like...
Way, hey, bullet, alley.
Yeah, we'll make it 4 notes. Way, hey, bullet in the alley, and then we'll move on, and that's it.
Well, I'm trying to think of, like, if the tenors... Because if I gave the tenors what the basses are doing... And then we took the bass line, and we said, sorry, bass friends, you can't have it all.
You can't have every cool thing. That's fair. And honestly, you could just... Yeah, honestly... So... Actually, Josh, if you will do me a huge favor.
Yep.
If you will just give them the 16th notes 1 5 1 4, just so people can see how boring bass lines normally are for me.
I mean, I think this one would literally just be way hey da.
Yeah, 1 5 1 1 1 1 1 1 1.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I mean, it's fine. We're used to it. So as a note, yeah, so bass lines and soprano lines will often sandwich a piece, right? Especially like if you look at the one we did last time, the soprano lines have the high ones and the basses have the low ones, and then everything sort of fills in the notes in between, because what you usually have if you're doing a full octave, right, is the note, the same note, and then 3 different notes in between.
Yep.
Or well, 2 technically, but what that means is you end up with, oftentimes, if you look at a lot of the way the music is sort of composed, sopranos will carry the melody for the most part up until they, yeet off into the stratosphere where nobody can follow them, and then basses will carry a very supporty bass guitar-ish almost riff of just like maintaining the same note and making sure you fit the chord you're in. And this is where me joking with Josh comes in, because you'll see a lot of what is this 1-5-1 construction with basses, which we've done just now.
And you get something like this. Way, hey, bullet in the alley.
Yep.
Sometimes you just don't get the fun line.
Sometimes you don't. And honestly, that's okay, because you gotta, everyone's gotta play the bass guitar sometimes.
Hey, I played the bass guitar. Wait a minute.
Oh, no. Oof. All right, well, fair. So, yeah. Sometimes that's just how that works. You just get the bass. Sometimes you just get the bass guitar piece.
Now I'm just curious as to the things we can do here.
Okay. Also,
I'm
it's
not
worth
really
noting
sure.
for some of you, we made the syncopation sound really intentional, and that's kind of what you're aiming for when you do this kind of thing. It is also entirely reasonable that like a whole bunch of people recorded the song and somebody came in late, and it sounds really good, but it's just you came in an 1/8 note late. And sometimes that's okay, and it gives the opportunity to be like, no, you can come in an 1/8 note late, just catch up with the rest of us by the time you get to the end.
I think everyone ends on a C here.
Okay. Really?
But let's see what it's... Yeah, because...
Right.
Hold on. Give me 1 second to consult the Oracle. Oh, nope, I lied.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Okay, let's try that.
Okay. Something about that is weird.
Yep, and I'm trying to figure it out. And this is... So if you wanted to know our actual process when we're... And I think it's... What's good for Bullet in the Alley is we're showing you it, like, ground up. I have not listened to too much of it. It's a lot of just plugging notes in and going, did that work? No. What if we tried it like this? Did that work? That's weird. What's weird? I don't know. All right, let's try it like this.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm going to listen to it again.
Actually, if you want to drop that down, if you want to drop it back down to a 69, it'll probably be easier to listen to if you want to break up, because like there's not a lot, and the entire snapshot we're looking at is a chunky, like singular measure.
If I want to do what? Sorry, I had it playing in my ear.
Gotcha. If you want to drop it down to a 69 tempo, and then because the thing we are looking at is like literally a measure.
Oh, it doesn't bother me.
Okay. Well, I was saying for the people who are listening. But...
Oh, well, for you, our dear listeners, I will give you a 69.
See, and then you get to say things like that.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right.
Okay, so I'm going to listen to it again real quick because something caught my ear, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Way, bully in the alley. Way, bully in the alley. Interesting. Hold, please. Gonna let's do it again. Bully in the alley. Wow, the basses have an even rougher time in the original.
Oh, yeah?
Because it just goes, way, hey, bully in the alley.
Oh, yeah, it goes literally up a note. Okay.
Yep.
Fine. Yep. Uh-huh. Yep, that sounds right.
I'm gonna give you the leap because I
cool,
care
I can get a fifth as a treat. Thank you.
Yeah. Treat yourself.
The basses can get a little fifth as a treat. Jesus. All right.
Way, bully in the alley. Mm-hmm. Way, bully in the alley. That's what I have. Ooh, what if we took this back? Welcome to the process. We're going to take you out of that, and we're going to make you, there. Nope, he lied. He's going to take that back, and he's going to make you a quarter note. No, he's going to make you a quarter note. Okay, we're getting there. Let me get one more listen to it and find the tenor line.
Is there a tenor line?
Way. Wow, the tenor line is just doubling the bass.
Okay.
I don't love it. Let's hear what this weird thing I've just done and see if it changes anything.
All right.
That's not bad.
That's not bad.
I don't mind that.
Yeah, I do like the way I like the syncopation specifically for the tenor line only because it wakes you up in the middle of it, which is nice.
Because we're special and we deserve a special note.
Yeah. I mean, look, we're breaking a lot of conventions. We gave the altos the melody.
Yeah, because fuck conventions.
Fuck conventions. All right. So what you should do then, if we're really going for fuck conventions, is if the tenor is mirroring the bass line, you should give the tenor line the bass line and give the bass line the tenor line.
All right. Well, let's not go too crazy, John. As much as I love that idea. So I do still stick to the convention that we need an anchor, and that anchor's got to be the lowest thing we hear.
That's fair.
Or else it's gonna get buck wild.
It's called drop anchor, not float anchor. Yeah, I agree.
Hey, anchor, sea shanties.
Hey.
So what I'm gonna suggest we do is you talk about your lyrics a little more, and I'm gonna dive into this because I'm getting self-conscious with everyone watching me try.
You know, it's great, because I could just be like, no.
This is fair. You could be, but you're a good friend.
I am. This is true. Well, okay, why don't we play it one more time so people can hear it, and then I'll switch it over, and then we'll take a look at the lyrics real quick.
Basically, what I'm going to do next, just so you know, is I'm going to come in and fill in these other lines, and then I'm just going to kind of keep writing it. And the nice thing is I can keep placing in the secret to fast writing is I'm just going to be copy and pasting a lot of things in because it really never changes. I might have to change the occasional note for words. And that's just, I might have to make an 8th note 2/16 notes or 2/16 notes an 8th. Other than that.
So amusingly enough, also, you'll almost never have to, so the great part is for the choruses for Way Hey Bully and the whatnot, is that for any time that any of the voices line up and all sing together, there will never be a word change because it's always the same words. So let's take a look at the lyrics, actually. It's how we've done that, and see how that works out. So we'll talk about that in a hot minute once we jump back over here to lyrics. So, Josh was pointing out that, for a lot of the music for him, copy and pasting is going to be a lot of the big deal. And that's because, well, the parts that we wrote just now are, this section here, the first part of this chorus, which is, so come meet Bob. Where did the 33 come? Josh, did you type 33s in my lyrics?
I might have. I might have put a 33 in. That's on me.
Okay. I was like, where did that come from?
I accidentally had it open, and Sibelius. So I'm using Sibelius, same thing I was using last week. And so the reason I can type notes in fast is because Sibelius uses a keypad. So I'm basically just using my keypad, and instead of numbers, it gives me all of the different note values. So I'm clicking a note value, and then on my little keyboard here, my MIDI, I'm typing in the actual notes. Sometimes, if I'm not on the right page and I start to use the keyboard, it just starts typing things in whatever I have open, which is where 33 Bullets in the Alley came from.
Yeah, Ace of almost knows the 33 Bullets in the Alley. At that point, we would definitely change it back to, oh God, help me.
Yes, 33 bullets in 33 discrete alleys. Welcome to our bespoke bullet delivery.
That's not a shanty anymore. That is an air raid siren. There are 33 bullets in the alleys. Get out of there.
Now, quick
yes.
question before you go on with your. When I'm looking at your first verse.
Yeah.
How do you want that note wise? Like, is it well Ash was a girl in Felbone Alley, or well Ash was a
yeah, well Ash was a girl in Felbone Alley.
Oh, more syncopation. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because right now I have so come meet Bob the Bullet in the alley. Are we doing
that's
Ash?
Right. That's right.
Okay, well, Ash was a girl in Felbone Alley.
Nah, that's awful. That's awful. So come meet Bob the Bullet in the alley. And then the other one, the other one I was thinking was, well, Ash was a girl in Felbone Alley. So
okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, if we wanted... okay. Do you want me to have the syncopation in everything?
The syncopation will change. So the syncopation. Okay. So speaking.
Important questions.
Yes. So speaking of throwing away lyric conventions, when we did the last song, when we did Rolling Down to Old Maui, I tried to keep it as like linked to the syllables of the song as possible because Rolling Down to Old Maui is significantly more lyrical. Bullet in the Alley has no such fucks to gives. And so every line is a different one in terms of musical tempo. So, for example, so come meet Bob the Bullet in the alley, way, hey, bullet in the alley, come, is the same for the most part. Mm-hmm. And then you get this one, which has two completely different ones, is, well, Ash was a girl in Felbone Alley, way, hey, bullet in the alley, a ranger girl in Felbone Alley, da, 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 da. And so, like, now the point to remember here, too, is that we're making it so that the lead will oftentimes cut off before the choir is finished and interrupt the choir into the next line, because they've got stuff to say, and that's important.
So in layman's terms, what John has just done is say, no, Josh, you can't copy and paste. They're all going to be different now.
No, what I said was, no, Josh, you can copy and paste. You're just going to have to change it a little bit every time.
So you want the emphasis. You want the emphasis on girl in this verse.
Yes.
Well, Ash was a girl in Felbone Alley, a ranger girl in Felbone Alley.
Correct.
Okay, I can do that. I don't hate you. I don't hate you.
Okay.
I just need you to know that.
Thank you for saying that so convincingly twice.
I don't.
I know. I don't hate you either. And I definitely and I know that this sounds like I do a little. So
all right, talk about your words.
Right, so, and that's a really good thing. We'll talk about sort of lyric, like tempo construction on the lyrics. I think that's honestly the best part to go here. So the thing that's important to note is that after the first chorus, where the person calling will do "So come meet Bob the Bullet Alley," set that tempo, "Way hey bullet in the alley," and then "Come meet Bob Bullet in the alley," bullet down, Felbone out. The entire chorus after this is sung in unison, with the harmonies extending out to the entire section of the chorus. That isn't noted in the chorus here. The only thing that people don't sing in unison is "so." And the reason why that works is in that the openings for chorus, it's "so come meet," it's da 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 da, and then in every other one, it's "well, Ash was a girl in Felbone Alley, way, bullet in the alley, a ranger girl in Felbone Alley, bullet down in Felbone Alley, so help me," and then like you know, because that's how you got that. It's like wrangling very drunk cats. Like, you've got to be like, "and we're singing now, go!" And that's kind of how the song's construction is set. And so, yeah, left, right, and so space O, like S space O.
So...
yeah, that's basically what it is.
It's literally Patchy the pirate at the beginning of SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Oh, who lived in a pineapple?
Yeah, and that's kind of actually what we're doing here, is this very sort of, you know, like, so, and then, like, the fun part with that, too, is that's the bit in, like, the Broadway musical where someone goes, so, and everyone is, like, staring at them, waiting for them to finish, and they stop and realize everyone's looking at them, and then they all take a deep breath and continue the rest of the song as if they're embarrassed that they just had a musical number.
Can we turn the SpongeBob theme song into one later?
We could.
That'd be pretty
We
great.
theoretically could. That is definitely a thing that we can do.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. I could continue. Yep.
That'll be Josh's custom shanty, is turning the SpongeBob shanty into
1,000%.
something else. I actually honestly don't think you need to even change that one. I think that just serves as a fantasy shanty all on its own.
Fair.
I think we could just all right. Ash is requesting we do that.
The Dread Pirate SpongeBob.
Yeah, we'll take a look at that one. We'll take a look at that for sure, and we'll see if I actually, from what I remember of it, don't think it needs very much changing. I think you just leave it the way it is. Now, what we would do is we can give you a little bit of music as a treat, and we can just arrange the entirety of the SpongeBob SquarePants theme as a shanty with harmonies.
I mean, yes,
which would be hysterically fun to do, I think. Which also, that being said, though, requires zero effort on my part and is entirely up to Josh. And since he brought it up, I'll let him be the determinant for that.
Fine.
Perfect. All right. So, speaking of lyrical conventions, so I'm going to say several lines in a row, and Josh is going to give me a dirty look, because they're all technically the same line, and they all have different tempos. So, the first one is, so come meet Bob and Bulette in the alley. Next one. She heard, Ash was a girl in Fellbone Alley. Next one. She heard a man might need a wagon. Next one. And there she met with Shifty Scully. Those two are the same. He said, I need a quiet mover. And then sort of get into that. And then he brought her out and around the back. And everything sort of gets to that point. Where it starts to, like, after those first two, it settles into a more standard rhythm. But every now and then I'll throw in an extra syllable like a folk singer just to throw Josh off. Because I do that occasionally. So, lyrical convention-wise, we did this last time, so I'll break it down in terms of rhyme scheme for everybody. It's always going to be an A, and then a B, and then an A, and then a C. With the exception that, unlike the last time when we did Rolling Down to Old Maui, where the verses were self-contained, the B and the C line are always the same in every verse, in every chorus, because it's always way hey, bullet in the alley, bullet down and Fellbone now. And that changes, with the exception of one of the last verse, the second to last verse, because we have to do a bit of a weird narrative convention there to make the story make sense, and I'll get to that in a second. But for bullet in the alley, this line and this line are always the same. They're always way hey, bullet in the alley, and bullet down to Fellbone now. So that is every call and response. Every call and response, every verse, every chorus, you do it. And that actually made that really easy to write, because all I had to do was come up with, like 2 lines of narration in between one line of chorus. 2 lines of narration to every 2 lines of chorus, and the 2 lines of chorus were always the same for me, and so that was much easier to write. The one concession to changing it up a little bit that I did was right here. Instead of bullet down on Fellbone Al, we get one of those drunken Broadway singer moments where the verse before it is, he reached out hands with eyes to harm her, way bullet in the alley. Well, Fellbone's never seen such slaughter, bullet down in Fellbone Al. 'Cause when Ash goes out on a job, away bullet in the alley, she brings her trusty friend named Bob. And the chorus comes in a beat early, a beat earlier than they have at any other point, with the bullet down and Fellbone out, and that's how you get to like your your rousy, like you're like, hey, that's the punchline, drunk. And then the last chorus is a bit more quiet to sort of tells the story, like it sort of tells you a story that there's definitely a backstory there that is probably in another shanty somewhere. Now they go back for years aplenty, way bullet in the alley, the land shark and the girl of 20, bullet down and Fellbone out. And that shows you that, like, probably Ash grew up with this land shark, and most people know that Ash grew up with a land shark, and you don't fuck with the bullet. You do not fuck with Ash, you do not fuck with Bob. And that's just kind of how you do it. And also, it makes sense, because Bob is not really, Overwatch, I don't know what you're doing, because Bob is an Omnic, and so has a really simple name for that no reason. But it also makes sense that, like, a girl who had met a land shark as, like, a small land shark as a pet would give it a short and potentially childish / like, silly name. So what's your name? Bob! Bob's his name! And that just kind of stuck, right? So that's kind of the story that we were going for, that I was going for when I wrote the lyrics down, was to get to that point. The last part is that, and then you get into "So Come Meet Bob the Bullet in the Alley," second time down, and then you can have your big rousy chorus with the big retardando at the end, where everyone goes, "So come meet Bob the Bullet in the alley, pull it down and you can like double time it and drag it out at the end. So everyone can, again, sling beer and get it all over everybody's clothes. Lyrically, other than that, this is really simple, like, standard fantasy fare. Somebody goes to get a job, somebody tries to backstab them, somebody gets murdered. And for being, a backstabby shit nugget. And that's about all that there is to it. I don't know much about other lyric things I could talk about. I'm stalling for time for Josh at this moment, because he's accused me of being a good friend on the internet, and therefore now I have to.
It's the law.
It's the law. So I guess at this point, if anyone has any questions, if you've got a question or something you'd like us to talk about, any comments you'd like us to sort of things you'd like us to address in the making of this song, I'd be more than happy to do that. But other than that, yeah, this is basically just the lyrics for Bullet in the Alley. I am okay with. I'm okay with sharing these. If you want to sing it, we'll release the sheet music for these eventually, so you can.
Oh yeah.
So you can take it and bring it, and then I know at least if the world goes back to a semblance of normalcy, when and Josh and I ever end up at like a tabletop convention, because it turns out we've been going to the same ones and didn't know that.
Yup.
What we're going to do is I'm planning to have a tabletop shanty sing-along, probably not a panel, but like a gathering meetup thing. So if people want to do that and sort of hang out and learn shanties and be taught and sort of learn the songs for them that we've done or that other people have done, we can do that. And so you can learn it and meet it and kind of have that fun little learning thing at a bar. Hopefully at a bar.
Absolutely.
There is a bar attached to PAX Unplugged. That a number of events have been held at, including the PAX Prom of the last 2 years. A friend of mine organizes. I didn't already said, but is it going to be recorded? That is the plan. Recording is one of those things that's super funky, because Josh and I have no breaks, but are also big perfectionist boys.
Yup.
And so we could sing it and record it, but we're gonna want to mix it, and we're gonna want to get it to a point where it's actually like a thing we're happy to put on the internet. Also, we might do it as part of like a Patreon thing, where we'll release the recordings for it. I'm not sure yet. We're trying to get all that set up, because this is really impromptu, and we're still getting. We're still kind of going with it, but yeah, the idea is hopefully it'll be recorded. We do have one that has been recorded already that we'll touch on a later stream that was built specifically for the pirate campaign I'm in, and we did a really rough recording, or by we I mean Josh did a really rough recording of him singing every single part. It's great. Related question: do you need more voices for it? Yeah, I don't think we'll say no. And honestly, what we'll probably do is, if as part of the stream or maybe as part of the project, I'm hoping we'll get a guest on to do some mixing, and we'll probably do like one of those virtual chorus style things. So if you want to do that, you can sing along with the parts. Like Josh and I will sing. Josh and I, or maybe Ashley for the parts that we can't hit because nope.
Yes, we will 1000% bring Ashley in on that, because we need a higher voice.
Yep, we'll sing the parts for you, so you can sing along with us. And then we'll mix those in as a virtual choir thing, and smash those together with a thing. So hopefully that'll be great. If you want, I think we did a mix for that actually for something else. Actually, you know what? What we did is we did a mix for a song called Wellerman, which is another sea shanty that we wrote specifically for. That I did, especially I wrote it specifically as a hook into another player's backstory. So what we'll do is we split those up. We have the recording pieces for that. What I think we'll do is, if people are interested, we'll post those up as like in a Google Drive and give you all of the parts for Wellerman. And if you want to sing along to Wellerman, we'll make like a click track and a MIDI thing so you can record it and record yourself doing it with your with a phone or something, and then we'll mix it all together and see how it goes.
So, yeah, I guess if you want, we can flip back to me and just kind of show you where we're at.
Sweet.
But let me pull it up so you can actually flip to me.
That makes sense. Yeah, let's do that.
I've been doing some shit.
Alrighty, let me... You good for me to toss it over?
Yeah, toss it over.
Alright. Whoop!
Here's my transition music.
Well, you nailed it.
Well, you know, there's a delay. It's a whole thing.
That's true.
So basically, what I have done up to this point is we have our very opening chorus, right, which is sung the way that the verses are, and then I've put in the verse here, and we'll put lyrics in to make it make more sense at some point. And then I'm starting to fiddle with the chorus now. It's blank right now because I have literally put in one line. But I will play it, and I think you're going to enjoy the sweet, funky sounds at the end of the choruses. I just know it. So here it is. That's where the bass goes. That's all I've got that's relatively new at this point.
Cool. I like. And thank you for giving the basses a little fun, neat thing to do at the capstone there. That was nice. Thank you.
I thought you'd appreciate
for giving us a little bit of a note as a treat.
Everyone deserves a little treat.
Yeah, we got a 4-5-1 at the end. My favorite.
Yeah. Everyone loves a 4-5-1. It's a classic. You have to be a monster not to like it.
Or you've heard it so many times, and it's...
fair.
Now. For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, the bass line at the end of the thingy, at the end of the chorus, if I heard it right, is do 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 do, which is just 4 4 4 4 5 5 1. As far
if you've
as
ever heard a tuba ever,
it's everything a tuba plays all the time.
Bwah, bwah, bwah.
Boom, boom. It's just that's a bass line.
I can't think of tuba without thinking of my sweet VeggieTales upbringing.
Oh no.
Yep. So now it's kind of just a matter of I don't know, enjoy the next, I guess, 30 minutes of John and I just figuring out what notes sound good in the chorus. And once that's done, we don't have to keep going with it because all I'm going to do is be pasting everything in until we have a full song.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so we can touch... I think actually it might be a good idea at that point if we want to do it since we've talked about it. We can touch on Morgenstern or Santiana.
Sure, yeah, I think that'd be fun.
Love and Guns and do that one, yeah. I think that'll be fun.
What about... So come in, blah, blah, bullet in the alley. Way, bullet in the alley. For the tenor line.
Sure.
I'm only letting the basses have this funky syncopation there, just so you know, because I care.
I appreciate you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, nope, that's not where that goes.
Oh no.
Sometimes it gets tricky. I'm trying to remember where you want to put notes in. Nope, that's a natural. I'm sure that'll sound fine, but just in case. Yeah, that's funky as fresh. So let's figure out the soprano line then.
Also, if you'll notice, it's not a lot. It's not. This one's not particularly complicated. It's a lot of doot 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 because Bully in the Alley is not a complicated song, folks. Anyone can learn it, and that's our goal.
It's literally all I'm hearing is them just singing the same notes over and over again. Hold on, I'm going to listen to it again to make sure I'm not crazy. Everyone except the lead line is just going, I'm bully in the alley. Okay.
I'm bully in the alley.
Hold on.
Way, hey, bully in the alley.
Okay, so I think I know that the recording quality is not the best.
You want me to listen to the other version?
Listen to the Cambermen version because it's got a bit of wibbly wobbly in it, and also I don't like the Mutiny's voices. I really don't.
All right, hold on. Give me a second. I cannot stress how much this is going to throw my brain because I'm an oral learner in which I learn everything by listening, and the Kimbermen is in a different key than I'm writing in, which is fine, but I will listen to it and see what they do. So enjoy these few seconds of silence and my stoic face as I listen to things.
Or he'll make faces. We're not sure. It'll be one of the two.
What? I'm not even at the chorus yet. This is the very beginning. Bullet on and chinbo now. What?
I told you, they do something completely different.
Oh, I see what they've done. They're having the tenor go, bully down in Shinbo now. Which is more interesting to listen to.
I told you. Like, Kimberman's recording quality is less good than the Mutiny's, but it's a much more interesting arrangement.
Yeah. Oh, no, that's not it. Bullet on and Shinbo now. Fine, gonna keep listening. We're bully in the alley. Nope, gonna keep going. Oh!
I don't know what that is, but now I'm curious.
It's the help me, Bob, I'm bully in the alley. I don't even know what part it is because I've literally thrown my brain for a loop also by like switching who the tenor, the lead line is.
Yep.
Okay. I'm bully in the alley. I'm bully in the... fine. Just fine. Let's just hear what that sounds like, and if it's an atrocity.
Okay.
All right, it's very good.
It's way more interesting than what we had earlier. Look, man, anytime you see a piece of sheet music and you've got 4 parts doing...
No, I know. That's it is the baseline from which our true art shall grow.
Yeah,
honestly,
that was a lot better.
Okay, first off, you're right. Secondly, hold on. Let me listen to the rest of the chorus and see if there's anything that throws me for a loop.
Okay.
I'm going to keep the bass syncopation from
That's fair.
the first one because I like it.
That's fine.
So, help me, Bob. Let's try that. Welcome to our process, everyone.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it.
That's pretty good.
Okay, let me see if I can tweak that a little. Actually, they pretty much do the same thing.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna keep that.
The opening stanza is where we had a bit of like sameness. The rest of it's like pretty much the
I mean, Bob, I'm bullying the... And the second one is really exactly the same as the first one.
Yep.
So now that I've figured that line out, I think we're Gucci.
That's pretty much everything, yeah.
Because like I'm just gonna do this. Rip. And then I'm just gonna do this. Rip. And then I'm gonna do a little one of these. Oh, hello. And then I'm gonna take this tenor line that's much better. Shut up. I don't want to hear it, John. I don't want to hear it. Except I do. I appreciate you. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is the... I'm just going to play.
Oh,
what
God,
the hell
what
just
is that?
happened?
What
Oh,
is that?
God.
What was that? Whoa.
I don't know what just happened.
Okay,
Playing
so
it from the beginning.
that was not just me. Okay.
What is going on?
Now I can't hear it at all.
Hold on, it's panicked.
Okay. Hold on, everybody. Sibelius is having an anxiety attack. Give it a moment.
There we go.
Nope. Still awful staticky noises for me. Hold on.
Okay, well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to unshare and reshare.
That's it, yeah. Okay, we're going to try.
Hold on. Stop sharing.
Please hold. We're trying this again.
Enjoy this black screen screen of color, while I figure out what's going on.
Christ. Oh,
it's our Discord that's getting funky.
Is it?
Yeah, so hold on. I'm going to save this entire thing.
All right, well. There we go, folks. Now you know. Production!
You know what? We get one technical difficulty a show.
Hey, I'll take one technical difficulty a show is not bad. I'll take that.
Okay, and I'm going to hit save 7,000 times.
Considering we invested in a grand total of nothing into the production of this stream, I'm pretty okay with that.
And you're not wrong. We literally had everything already when we were like, hey, we have these things. Let's make a stream with it.
Yep. All right.
Okay, hold on. Now I have to sit, and you're going to see my face go, because Sibelius plays music at the start, but I never know when it's going to come. Like, it's literally just as like, now. Wait for it. Yep, there it is.
It's like it's intro sting. Ugh.
Yeah, but it's like 3 or 4 measures of intro sting.
What? All right. Okay. Weird choices.
Just I don't know, man. It's
choices were made, but okay.
Okay, I've opened that up, and now we're gonna see if it's just if it does this again. It's Discord being weird.
That's fair.
Yeah, it's Discord being weird.
What's it doing now?
Like it's showing me just a bunch of black screens. In my share options.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna take us back to the introductions, the chill screen, and I'm gonna disconnect from the call, and maybe we just reset the call. That'll work.
If we reset the Discord call, yeah probably.
Let's give that a shot and see what happens.
Nope, still black screens. What the hell is going on here?
You want to restart Discord, or did you already do that?
Yeah, let me just Just gonna give. So, how's everyone's day going?
Hey everybody, how you doing? So we're about to have So we're about an hour and a half into the stream, and that's about where we said we would be when we finished this. So honestly,
we're doing good.
Good on us. Keeping to time frames. God bless. Other than that, though, yeah, there's not a lot to be said for this particular song. Oh yeah, hold up, I got a point. There's not a lot to be said for this particular song in terms of construction. It's real easy. Actually, here's an idea for those of you who are interested in music writing nonsense. I highly recommend you take Bully in the Alley and write your own version of it. And we'll, if you want to share that with us on the Thicc Notes Twitter, we will take a look at the different songs you created, because I like to see people's stories. And Bully in the Alley is one of those songs that fits the kind of storytelling functionality much better than it sits the musical proficiency version. And add your own verses to Bully in the Alley, or to Bulette in the Alley if you want to take the convention we started with. And it'll be like one of those songs that just goes on forever because people know different verses to the song. This is a thing that happens in folk songs all the time. And if we ever have the chance to meet up at a gaming convention where we're gonna have this little hangout, maybe we'll sing the extended version of Bullet in the Alley, where the song just keeps going for several minutes.
It goes
just forever, and I'm okay with that.
Hey, John.
Hey, is it just not working anymore?
My Discord's just being a real dingus now.
Oh, boo.
So, my question is, no, that's not going to work. At this point, the only thing I can think of is just restarting.
Hold on a minute. Let me screen share with you real quick and see if it's working on my end. Okay, so application window, it's working for me. Let's share these lyrics. Do you see my lyrics screen? Is that working for you?
I literally just jumped out of Discord. Yeah, right. I see it. Yeah, no, okay. I see yours. So when I go to screen share, all my applications are black windows.
Weird. Have you upgraded your Discord recently?
Probably. I mean, it literally worked like a second ago, my dude.
I know it's weird. I don't get it either.
Okay, here's the question, because I want to share these good shanties with you, the good people.
Yeah.
Mayhaps, can we keep the stream going if I just straight up hard restart?
I mean, I can sit here and entertain people for several minutes. That's what it's going to be.
Can you do that? Because the good people deserve the good shanty.
I agree. All right, do your thing. I'm going to
give you host privileges, so it just doesn't eat you out.
This is going to explode our windows for a hot second, so give me a minute to reset everything, folks.
We get one technical difficulty a stream, and this is our albatross today.
Ugh.
I know. I love an albatross.
I know. I'm sorry he wasn't actually an albatross.
Yeah, he wasn't actually an albatross. It's fine. He dove into the ocean with me, and that was enough for me.
Fair. But yeah, no, as Ace of Almost, yeah, just take turns being leads on the verses, and you can do a pass off to people as they bring their own verse in, which is a thing that will happen occasionally. And so yeah, and that's one of the things. Bully in the Alley is much more of a song, a song sing along, pub song. And Rolling Down to Omaha is also very much one of those things, but is a little bit more reliant and dependent on the caller to carry most of the lyrical tune. Whereas in Bully in the Alley, it just doesn't. It requires everyone drunk and staggering and potentially in alleys to actually carry the tune itself.
All right, I'm eating myself from existence for a second.
All right.
I will be right back. Thank you for bearing with us in our trying times of technical difficulties.
I'm about to slip 17 feet to the left, so...
Yep, it's going to get weird. I'm just going to hard restart.
Yep, do it.
Bye!
Bye! Okay, so now we've just gotten me in stereo duo. Okay, I'm going to slide a little bit this way. And that way you'll see just mostly my head. That sort of worked. Okay, I'm not going to change it that much because that requires a lot of fiddling, and by the time Josh gets back, that'll be an actual thing. So, yeah. Anybody have any questions, I guess? Or do you want me to just ramble about stuff for a hot minute? Or we can talk about other things as well. Actually, you know what? Hold up. That's the problem with rolling away from your computer for character, for cameras. Let's do... Alright, so let's do... Nope. Nope. Wait. Nope. This way. Okay. So, what I'll do is I'm going to pull up another song we did. The first song that Josh and I actually worked together on, which is in my Google Drives. So give me a hot minute to pull it up for you. So this was for a campaign called Solitaria. And Solitaria is the pirate campaign that I'm currently running for a bunch of friends. And when we did this, so one of the characters has a backstory for a character that is, how do I put this nicely? Kind of a dick, is the best way I can put it. So when he, there's a thing in the world called the Black Sea, and it sort of is this big eldritch abomination that exists in the middle of the ocean, yada yada yada. And everyone in this campaign is sort of dealing with the effects of the Black Sea as it spreads throughout the ocean and how it affects the sailing for other ships and whatever's going on in the world. So when we did, he back. That was fast. Cool. I had to talk for approximately a minute and a half.
That's fair. Okay, so we got that. I exist again, I hope.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Hello, friends. I have returned to you. Let me get back on the old Twitch so I can see what's going on.
All right, I'm gonna hide this for a hot minute. We'll get to Stories of the Morgenstern later. We'll do that for the other hour and a half.
Ooh.
Yeah. I was going to tell them about that, and then you magically showed up, so I was like, all right, we'll save that for later.
I mean, it's a good computer. It does the Lord's work when I need it to.
There we go. Except when Discord wants to do things.
I blame Discord, not the computer.
That's super reasonable.
Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to try and screen share.
Okay.
Oh, I lost all the good Twitch chat going on.
Oh, unfortunate.
I know, right? Bullet in the alley. Share.
Hey, now it works. All right. We'll just sling us over there. Whoop! And we back!
Alright! So, fingers crossed. Let's hope. Make sure the mixer's up. And I'm just going to play what we got.
Alright.
Sound good?
Hopefully.
I'm gonna play it in 80. Or do you want it in 69 still?
We can do it in 80. Like 75.
Alright. We'll have a happy medium-ish.
Yeah. 80 seems a little too quick. Oh, that's so much better.
So this is our first chorus. And then we're getting into our verse. This is our first chorus!
Hey, that's pretty fucking good.
That's a bop.
That's a beep. Yeah, that's a beep boop.
That's a beep boop boop babu boop.
All right. Oh, one thing I'll need you to do real quick is restart your captioner because that's also gone.
Ah. Oh no.
So I think what we'll do is real quick is I want to break down each individual part. We'll start with the alto because it's the melody, and then we'll go, and then I think what we can do is if we want, we'll layer in the harmony one by one, from bottom to top. Or you want to do top to bottom or bottom to top?
I mean, I'm versed. Whatever works.
Okay, I think you know what. Let's because we talked a little bit about how like the anchor in music sort of holds those notes down. So why don't we start from the top and build down to the anchor, as if it's an anchor dropping into the ocean for the hey.
Oh, hey.
And that way you get sort of as the harmonies fill in, and then with the bass line to center at the very bottom, and we'll show you sort of what it sounds like when it's as you build the song to go up and put it all together. Because you know we're partially a learning stream. We're
a little learning, a little fun.
Yeah. All right.
Why don't we just use the chorus, like the full
chorus?
Sure,
that works for me.
Okay. So, how do you want to do this? Do you want to start with everything, or just now we
let's
start with the top?
Start with the alto, and then fill in as we go.
Great.
As we repeat. Yeah.
So, we're going to play it now
melody
with just
line.
the melody. Great. That's our melody.
Oh, does the alto melody go up and not down at the end there? Do 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 or do 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 or do do do.
It goes up.
Okay. Cool.
Or at least that's what my brain is saying it does.
Fair enough. That's
so next, why don't we do next the alto and the bass?
Okay. Okay, so we're gonna.
Then the other two. Then we can go to the soprano or the tenor after that. But it's since those are the our melody and then our foundation.
That's fair.
So we'll listen to the melody with the foundation, and then we'll flip a coin for which one we want to add next.
Yeah, or chat if you want. Let us know whether you like to hear it with a 3-part alto tenor bass or a 3-part soprano alto bass. Your choice.
Yeah, whatever you want. It's we're a stream of the people. That's a pretty classic bass line.
I love the little syncopation that makes me happy. Boom, boom, boom,
Bum,
boom,
ba, ba, ba,
boom, 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 boom. Anyway, so pretty classic bass stuff there.
It's a bop.
So far, chat has given us no votes. So fuck it. Let's go. Let's build up. Fuck it, tenor.
Okay. Fuck it, tenor. It is. All right, here's the 3 with the tenor line. With a little. Nice.
Solid. All right.
We like it. It's solid. We got some fun harmonies.
And then one question. Can we try it with the alto line doing the do 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 instead of the do?
Yes, John. We can try it with the alto line. Do you want me to do it now?
Yeah. Why not? Let's throw it in the last one there. So I want to see what that sounds like.
Yeah. No. For sure. For sure. And if you were watching with us last week, you know that the piece was we talked about that kind of relationship between minor or the more somber, sad pieces and major pieces, which are more kind of jaunty, happy. And last week's piece did a cool thing where the verses were all in minor, and then once you got to the choruses, they were in the kind of relative major, that major that's made up of the same notes that this minor key was. This piece is happy all the way through. It is literally just a rollicking good time. We're drunk. We're having fun. Yep. There is no slow, somber, funeral dirgy stuff in it. It's just happy the whole way through. We got funeral dirgy stuff in other places and coming up. It is going to be because John and I love a funeral dirge.
Yeah, we do.
And that says a lot about us, but still.
2 thick, angsty goblins.
Yeah, it's cool. I didn't homebrew a druid subclass that had to do with death and decay.
Yeah, what?
They say what?
Say what?
So here's all 4 with the alto line at the end going down instead of up.
Yay.
Fun fact, weirdly enough, I didn't hear the E at all.
I didn't either. Which is weird?
So I'm not sure what happened there. Let's see if we can hear it.
Because I don't think anyone else is on an E there, right?
Oh no, I heard it that time.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? Mix the alto a little bit higher than everybody else. Because it's blending with everything.
Yep. I can hear it now, but I will bring everyone down a little bit so we can hear the melody above everything else. Let's bring you all to well, let's be honest. Let's bring you all to 69.
Hey.
69. 69. And 69. It was the right thing to do.
Nailed it.
And I'm going to bring it back to... Oh, hey, that's where that is. Turns out I just hadn't scrolled up to see the mute buttons this whole time. Shut up. It's a learning stream, John.
Control-Alt-G, Josh.
Yeah, but what's the point if I'm going back like 4 measures?
Control. That way you don't have to hold the button for 4 measures.
Maybe I enjoy holding the button for 4 measures.
Do you?
Don't kink shame
I'm not,
me.
but do you?
I do. It's quite pleasurable for me.
Oh, okay. Well,
anyways, here's everything with the alto lineup.
Then we support you. I actually like it better down.
I'm fine with,
but like I'm biased. I'm biased to it.
I do not mind at all.
Because we didn't have any. Because we don't have anything on the G or the E on that section.
Yep.
Right, Nick? Yeah.
But I think I agree that, I mean, your ear naturally wants to hear that leading tone. So the leading tone, like we said last week, it's that note right before we get back to our home base, which is this da or which is our F sharp. And when you get to the end, you want to hear it go ba da da. And now I'm thinking of Jurassic Park. Knows. Yep. So we get that kind of sense. It gives us a better sense of like finality and that we're at the end of that particular line when we have the note dip down like that and then come back to our root or our one or however you want to talk about it. More great videos. I'm thinking of all these sorts of things that talk about chord progression and the tonality of different chords and how they sound. Louis Zong does some great videos about this. That are animated, that are wonderful, and I can find those links as well. But he does a whole thing about chord progressions and like what we think of when we hear the different chords, and it's
follow us on Twitter at Thicc Notes, where we'll post links to those videos about the stuff that we talk about.
Where we promise to be active on it.
We'll get there. It's definitely a bit bare bones at the moment.
Yep. But so basically, now that that's all kind of plugged in, all I would do at this point is I would pop up here to text. That reminds me, let me actually pull up the text now that I've had to restart my computer and not put 33 bullets in your alley.
Hey.
Without consent.
Fair. Thank you. I appreciate the asking.
Hey. Okay, so I'll go up here. We're going to go to text, lyrics.
Put
lyric
33
line.
bullets in my alley any day. Just let me know ahead of time.
That's fair. And then once I have the lyrics, I'm going to click where I want them to be, like right there. And I would go, so, come, meet. And it kind of starts to auto space the... So like everything looks really close together, but as soon as we get the words in there, the spacing is going to get all sorts of different because words are long.
Speaking of that...
Yeah, I know, right?
Yep.
And then a fun thing about writing lyrics is you have to think about where you want the letters to be when you have to do like one word in multiple notes. So like right here we have bullet over 2 notes. And when you're thinking of people singing it, they're going to put that L wherever you place it.
Yep.
So if I went B-U-L for the first one and then E-T-T-E, you'd get a bunch of people going bullet. But if I went B-U here and then L-E-T-T-E, we have bullet. So people are going to wait to say that L because American, especially like American accents, we do this really fun thing where, hey, welcome to Diction Chat with Josh.
Hey.
We do this really fun thing where we tend to swallow the L. I almost did it right there, where you go bullet.
Just think of like every anxiety noise maybe to hold. That's what we do.
Yes, it's 100% that. And so if we want to avoid our singers doing that by putting it on the second half or that second note, it means we're literally just going to like touch the L. So you get bullet instead of bullet, and it's a little trick.
And you'll see with really good things to think at when you look at that kind of thing is take a look at opera singers singing specifically like Italian when they're singing, because Italian will punch you in the face if you don't stay on the vowel for long enough.
Yep.
So like even just like the Italian for like you're welcome, so like prego, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you go anywhere near that G at the end of the E, it sounds so bad. America has this thing in our pronunciation called diphthongs, which are like where we take two vowels and valley girl them together to be like. Okay, so like when you look at prego sauce at on an American shelf, everyone's gonna call it prego, and it's an ego, like it's an E and then an I and then the go. Whereas if you say that in Italian, you're not saying you're welcome anymore. You're now saying on a bastardized American pronunciation of a sauce. And that's the difference for vowels. So vowel sounds are very important because you want people to stay on the vowel for as long as possible when you're singing, because you'll cut yourself off and that'll make it harder to keep your breath support going, because you kind of want to keep it as uninterrupted as possible throughout the entirety of it.
Another example here is with the letters with alley. We have differences in certain languages, and like part of my background training as a singer is that I have had to spend time learning Italian, French, and German on top of being able to sing in English, and we learn the language. We also take diction classes in the language. And a diction class, if you don't know what it is literally just how to speak how to make the sounds of the language, even if you don't know what you're saying, so that when people hear you, it sounds like you're fluent in that language.
Yep.
And like, one of the big ones. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, and like as a note, it's, for example, it's still something. It's like, again, like we mentioned, the stuff that you learn in music school. It's something that you still have. And so while like I do not speak very well at all any French, Italian, or German, I can go read French, Italian, German and sound like I know what I'm talking about, because I can pronounce it all. Do I know what I'm saying? Absolutely not. Do I have an American accent when I do it nowadays? Absolutely. But I can, for the most part, sound like I'm reading, like I've learned the language enough to be able to read it and understand what I'm saying, when all I really know is what I'm saying and not actually what it means.
Right. So one example is like with English, the word alley. Some people would say, well, why haven't you put one L on one side of the word and then the other L with the other thing? It's because in English, we don't really have double consonants like this with L's. So if, and you can find this, like if you have a friend or someone that speaks one of these Romance languages, like French or Italian, specifically like Italian or Spanish, there's always these issues when we see double consonants, because they are pronounced differently based on what language is your like base language, your first language. So in English, we'd say alley, bullet in the alley. If you gave this to someone who was a native Italian speaker, they might try and double the L like you do in words like alla, which means is just another version of A, the letter A in Italian. So they might say alli, and that would be a sense to put the L on the first half and then the other L on the second half. English, we don't do that. So I'm putting it on the second half, so when people look at it, they go, bullet in the alley, as opposed to bullet in the alley, which is a gross sound for that word in English, and we don't want it.
We try very hard. If you're having a panic attack because you're being forced to perform, we would rather it remain inside where no one can see it, so that you look competent, rather than making you make the sound that I have when I have a bit of an anxiety moment. So, just we try to do everyone a favor, because God.
I'm just going to finish this little bit here.
Great.
In the alley.
Oop. This does not bring us joy, for sure. The double L sound.
Oh, it's a time. Did my brain just... No, I'm good.
Yeah, way hey.
Way,
oh yeah, bullet
hey.
bullet down in.
This is the bullet.
Bullet down in Fellbone. Fellbone.
In. Oh no! What happened there? I see what happened. So it thinks that I'm trying to make that over 3 notes, but I'm not. So I'm gonna go bullet down in. There we go.
There we go.
Fellbone now. Fellbone now. I want to go that.
I know you do.
fell bone, but what do you think?
Because it's
probably FEL.
Yeah, I think it's going to be FEL, especially because when we had Bulette in the Alley before, it was on 16ths, right?
Right.
So you have this thing where you go, way, hey, Bulette in the Alley, and you can bulldoze through it while ignoring the L for the most part. But Bulette down and fell, bone, L, you can fell and finish and go to bone and then go to L. And I think that because it has a bit of a longer time, you can sing that as a complete phrase, stop, reset for bone and fell bone, and then go back down to L and finish. And that's okay. Sometimes you'll break the rules you set for yourself, but it'll be fine because you can sing it that way. But you don't want to close the sound off in the middle of a gliding phrase, because don't.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
I don't want to, but don't do it.
Yup. Like, please don't, actually.
Wait, hey. I don't know why some of these bullets I've decided to capitalize and others I haven't. That's why we have first drafts. And then we would go through and John would go, why did you capitalize that? And I'll go, I don't know.
I'm like, well, why did you capitalize that but didn't capitalize anywhere else? I don't know.
That's a great question. For some reason, it's half capitalized, half not.
Meh.
Point, part boy, part car, boy car. The king and mayor of Philadelphia. Bullet down in fell bone.
Oh no!
Fell bone. I forgot that was more notes.
Yep.
Fell bone.
Ow.
Great, and then we're gonna throw it in one more time for our sweet bassy boys.
Yay!
Way hey, bullet in the alley. Bullet down in fell bone. Ow.
Boom.
And that's it. Like right. Now, if someone were to look at that, like, hey,
those are lyrics and how you sing that. So I guess let's play it for everyone one more time, and then we'll move on to Morgenstern. Since
that sounds good. So
we got about an hour left. We can break out a little. We can break out something we've already done and sort of walk you through it.
Morgenstern, Venganza, we got all sorts of things. Yeah. And by all sorts of things, I mean just those two.
I mean, to be fair, Morgenstern is two of them, so
that's fair.
Yeah. Speaking of which, hey, Lillian. Yep. Just so you know, there's another version of that song kicking around for reasons.
And I'm not allowed to look at it at all myself yet, because it's chock-a-block with spoilers.
It is chock-a-block with spoilers.
Which is fine. I'm fine. It's fine.
That being said, though, what we can do is we can look at the coffin version, the dirge, and we can arrange that ahead of time, and then put the words to it once we're done. Just a thought.
I mean, I think that's a great thought. Sorry, my brain told me that I had to switch these to lowercase right now, or else I would die.
That's a mood.
Yep.
I feel that a lot.
Okay, cool. All right. Let's play it, shall we?
Yeah.
I'm going to keep the melody a little louder just so people can hear it.
Oh, do the rest button, because there's the next bit. The next bit has a full harmony, Josh.
Yeah, we have to go through the verse first.
Yeah, I know.
A girl in Falbone Alley, bullet down in Falbone. I'll fix that. That's our whole tune.
Yeah.
And then we're going to kind of cut and paste, occasionally change the rhythms to work for
different words. Lyrics.
John's desire to hurt me and lyrics.
And that'll be that.
Yeah,
but like once we've got that, that's pretty much the entire song over.
Just going to hit save 8 times.
Yep. But did you save your game, though?
I mean, yes. It's literally I'm Pro ZD waking up every 30 minutes being like, but did I save? Did I save?
That's fair. That you know what that is? That is the gamer in all of us that has not done that once. And then been real sad.
Yup. Been playing. Wow, God, what was I playing? Was it It might have been Persona. It was. I was playing Persona 5 Royal, and the power went out, and I hadn't saved in like 6 hours.
No.
Oh no! Thank you, Ash.
For me, it was Tales of Symphonia, and I had just done several hours of grinding.
Yep.
And then I said it, and nope. Right.
Yep. It hurts.
So save your stuff.
So don't forget to save.
Don't forget to save.
Am I
your
opening
shit.
Morgenstern or am I opening Venganza?
I'll leave it up to you. We talked about Morgenstern a little bit, but we didn't really get into it, so we can do either one. I think Venganza has a cooler.
I agree. Also, I think I only have the chorus for Morgenstern, so we might as well do Venganza.
That's fair.
I'm gonna pop this bad boy open and switch the share on Discord.
And I'll crack open Venganza's lyrics, and we'll talk about this 5 halves of a whole idiot crew.
God, I love him so much. All right, I have switched the share. I don't know if that's.
The share has not gone. Oh, there it is. Haha! Oh, right, it's doing this thing where it's showing me differently.
Yeah, well,
Now,
potato
that's
trees.
right. That's weird. Okay. So you can't really see the lyrics on that. So, but you know what?
I mean, she's small. There's a lot of
words.
This one has a lot more. This is also 5-part harmony, so because of that,
yeah,
there's just a lot more going on.
This is true. Why don't we just...
Like, I will just so you can see it. I'm just gonna this is a lot of. It's a lot of. I've done a lot here.
This is like one of the ones we've actually just straight up finished. La Venganza is actually just done. We could break it out at a Shanty thing literally tomorrow, and it would be done.
Yeah,
which is, by the way,
which is pretty cool.
Fucking cool.
This was my first.
Why are
real
all the
deep
retards
dive.
at the end red?
It does this thing where Sibelius sometimes changes the colors of things if it thinks they're in the wrong place. And it thinks it probably put it red because it was like, it's taking up space and you're going to have a problem with it. Were I to print it today or send it as a PDF today, it would switch everything to black. And it wouldn't matter. It's the same where like you saw some of the alto notes in Bulette in the Alley were red because they were like, altos can't sing that high. But then altos are like, no, we can. For some reason, you just don't think we can.
Sibelius is really the one setting all the alto parts, which is why all the alto parts sound the same.
Sibelius is the mean guy that's like, altos can't sing this, and everyone else is like, but they
can.
But they sure can, though.
Give them like 6 seconds and a hot minute, and they'll get it. All right. Why don't we just play it for them?
All right. I mean, it's a little repetitive because Shanty, but I will just play it.
Oh, I mean, I'm saying, why don't we play the first one?
All right.
And then
at some point we'll skip to the end.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So this is La Venganza, which is
okay. So
okay,
there's a song
how much do we want to say?
So there's another shanty. The shanty this is based off is one called Santiana, or Santiano, or there's a couple of different versions. Depending on
I can just
who's
make it one page by shortening the screen.
Wait for it.
There.
You can make a couple of different versions of this shanty, depending on the lyrics, based on who sang it. Again, so like Santiana is very specifically one about Spain and Mexico, and then Santiano is like a weird, slightly lyrically different version, one about like America, I think, or something. Anyway, point is, the problem I ran into when writing this song is Santiana is a great fucking word to sing. Yes. It's just A's and then an open I and then an A again. So you go, because the chorus is ba-dee da-da-da gainande away Santiana, and it's all A, it's all A sounds through the entire freaking song. Now the problem I ran into is that Santiana is technically the name of the ship in this song, is where I'd put that in this thing. The name of the ship in the D&D campaign that my friends are part of is called The Revenge. The Revenge is not a great thing to sing. It's 2 syllables.
Away the revenge.
Yeah, it doesn't really work, obviously. So one of the problems I ran into was doing that and going, okay, well, how do I do that? Well, revenge, if you change it to vengeance and then you change it to fantasy Spanish, is La Venganza.
Spanish.
And I decided that it was completely reasonable that someone could speak Gnomish and or Spanish in If you can speak in Gnomish in fantasy, you can speak Spanish in fantasy.
There's so many languages in fantasy that I think we can just have some Spanish.
I think Spanish is just... You can just have Spanish. Fuck it. That's fine. So I turned it into La Venganza, and that sang significantly better. But it does make the piece sound a little pretentious, which I'm kind of okay with, because this crew this crew is 5 halves of a pretentious idiot, and I'm kind of
We're a little pretentious.
It's very good. So... we'll get to the story of the lyrics later, but I want you to hear it because it's gorgeous. If you have a chance to listen to Santiana as a shanty on a standalone,
it's so good,
so pretty.
And we did this again. This was a kind of one of those. Most shanties are 4-part harmony, just like before.
Yep.
And this was we want to have as many options for as many people with as many different voices to be able to sing it. So we made it 5 parts, and then went, well, now we have to
invent a soprano line.
So luckily, I have Ashley, who I live with, and she is a soprano, and she was like, here you go. Like, here's what sopranos can sing. And we just kind of made it work.
Yep. And 5 crew members, 5 parts. It worked out really
Exactly. Well. Everyone gets a part.
Yep.
So here's a verse and
Albert
chorus.
sings bass.
Albert sings bass, except he's just smoking a cigarette on the crow's nest and occasionally leaning over.
Yep. Chain smoking bass for sure.
He's a chain smoking albatross. It's a whole thing. Bless. All right, let's hear it.
Doing the buzzy static thing again.
No!
Oh, okay.
Why?
I don't know. Want to play again and see if that's doing that again, or if that's just like it's just being stupid. Nope, do it again. Huh.
So weird.
Discord? What in the frick frack?
I'm still getting Windows screen. Hold on, let me rewind it.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna end share and reshare. Because I'm not getting blanks, like the black screen. Yep, so that's a good start. Gonna reshare it.
Discord, what you doing?
What you doing, child? Truly, the Black Sea hates joy.
Fair. Honestly.
And how dare we sing a jaunty tune? All right, let's try it again.
Black Sea, we made a funeral dirge for you. All right, shut up.
Come on.
Dude, now it's working.
Okay, cool.
So that's the first chorus. It's pretty. And it goes like that for pretty much the entire rest of the song. Santiana, actually, I'm going to bounce over to the lyrics real quick.
Yeah, do it.
Just so people can see what we were working at. So,
oh my
Santiana...
God, Clary. I'm dead. Stop
it! For those of you who are not in our game and don't know, both Lethilia and I don't know if
and Ash
and Josh are all in this game, and Claire is my co-GM. We helped come up with the world together, and so they're making in jokes the entire time. Okay, so
look, I'm not saying it's pretty much our entire crew just here to be like, oh, look, they're making shanties.
I mean, we appreciate you.
We do.
So. Solitaria So Solitaria is the island they were on. Blah blah blah. That doesn't matter. And the structure of this is very similar. Starts off very similar to Bully in the Alley, where it is a call and then a response and then a call and then a response. So oh Solitaria marks the day. Everyone sings oh hey la venganza. And then just sing solo again. Our fortunes turn on the ocean spray. Everyone comes in on the winds till we get home. And then the chorus is everybody. Yeah.
Oh, that was just me yelling the hey before the chorus.
Yep. There is a hey below before the rest if you want to do that. Or there's like a huh, or like a eh, or like a like angry
just
guttural
some
noise.
sort of like
guttural hey, yeah, it's a thing. And then the entire chorus is sang together in unison. So now what happens is at the end of this song, The final chorus is actually the end of the song. The final chorus is followed by a final verse, and that final verse actually ends the song. Which is a little bit different than any of the other shanties we've done, which have all ended on like chorus times 2. And so what we did is we changed a little bit of the way the last one is sung and wrote out a slightly different harmony at the end from the main chorus. So if you bounce to, I think, the chorus before last, so we can play that chorus into the last verse.
That is where I'm at.
Heyo, and we'll show everybody what that looks like as we transition over to Babylilius. Okay.
Also, a lot of things have happened in our campaign, but luckily, Xander's lines still work. Bless. Okay, so
yeah, well,
sorry that we're like mid-page, that'll flip, but here's the last chorus going into the final part, and let me know if it's staticky, and if it is, we'll just restart it.
Yep.
Especially these just stank, nasty chords here.
Oh, God, that's so good. Okay.
It's so good, though.
It's very good.
And I know it's just us patting ourselves on the back, but it's
real pretty.
So good.
Yeah, so if you'll notice, what we did is we went into we've changed the way the notes are arranged. Everything used to be sort of based on eighth notes and sixteenths. We've transitioned to quarter notes and eighth notes, with the one exception of the little flourish at the end for the caller.
So this is basically like the quote unquote musical term for this is halftime. It literally means we've taken everything, which is weird because halftime means twice as long. I know, it's strange.
Yeah.
But halftime means we've taken all of the note lengths and doubled them. So instead of so when the night falls, then we'll pray, you get so when the night falls, then we'll pray. And it gives this is our funeral dirge, somber, really melancholy, dark, brooding part of the song that, of course, we love the most. But
yes.
It also lets you make some really nice, like, really tight harmonies and gives the listener time to hear them because we're holding the notes longer.
Yeah, and so a lot of the harmonies were the same from the choir and the stuff that we did, especially in that first section. But we've in the extension of them, you get to hear the chords land every time they move, which is always pretty. Especially at the end there, where we've got.
I'm just gonna play it again.
Yep, do it. And if you'll notice at the end there, it actually gets even a little slower than that. There's a musical thing, and you can still see there's a little thing up top there called that just says RIT dot, and that is short for retardando, or basically you basically are you're holding that note even longer than you have been. So otherwise it would have been, just like along the waves till we get home is what it would have been if you just read out normally. With the little delay and the retard on the first note of that last measure, you get on the waves till we get home, and you just sort of like, it feels like almost like you're jumping cliffs every bit. You every time you think you're gonna fall, you let it go a little bit longer, and then you fall, and you go a little bit longer.
It basically just means you're going to start to slow it down. And like mechanically speaking, if this were a big choral piece, and we had lots of people and we had a conductor keeping everyone together, they would show that with their hand. So you might have, this is in 4/4, so you'd have this on the waves till we get home, and you'd see them slow everyone down.
Yep.
And that would help everyone know where they're at. With stuff like this, And you'll see it a lot if you watch like a cappella singers, and you like, this is probably not how it would be sung on a ship, because that's just not it's just not really a thing, or it might happen naturally, but it's not, no one's teaching people retardando on pirate ships. But in a cappella groups, or groups that don't have a conductor or don't have instrumentation other than the voice, you have someone leading it for everyone. And, you know, I spent 3 of my 4 years of high school I spent in an a cappella group, and I led the group as a senior. And the big thing is, when we get to these moments where we're slowing down, whoever the leader of the group is, everyone has to lock eyes with them, or has to see them out of the corner of their eye, because it's either a head bob, it's a hand, it's a body motion. You know, we show people where, Jesus, sorry, I'm seeing the
Yep, I saw that. Yep.
Oh. All right, well, I'm gonna go. It's been good,
everyone. All right, good stream, everyone. We're hitting stop. Very good.
I hate it.
But yeah, so like you'll so if you watch acapella groups, if you're gonna watch like anybody in an acapella group, like the King Singers are really good at this. You'll notice a bit where they're on stage, they've all been looking at the audience, they're having fun, and then almost internally they'll all turn inwards to look at each other out of the corner of their eyes in a way that isn't super obvious. And you'll notice, for the most part, a lot of a cappella groups, when they sing, are arranged in this kind of half semicircle format, so they can just see each other. Yeah, because it's important.
Music is all about connecting people, and if you have that connection, especially with those things, like you're gonna hear it. Like, you can hear a group, especially like, you know, I find with say we start doing more shanties with lots of people. Our very first one, it might be a little rocky because everyone's getting to know each other. But like, by the time we get to our 5th or 6th one, if you keep using the same group of people and you start to know how everyone works, this kind of interconnectivity of voices is just so good. And you can only get it from knowing each other. You know, it can't be manufactured. It just comes from growing over time as a group. Where you get to the point where, say, you sing La Venganza all the time, you're not even, like, you don't even have to look at someone leading you at the end. You all know inherently how it's going to slow down.
And that's the really fun part about. So personally, and here's the thing, for at least for me as a musician, I was trained as a classical soloist, like as an opera singer, and all of the work I've done that I've really enjoyed has always been choir pieces, or like small group singing, or like trios or quartets, quintets, because singing by yourself is really cool if you're showing off, and singing with everyone else is really cool if you like being in a place where you're working together with everyone to make music. And I personally love that myself a little bit more. And like I have nothing against the soloists. I really don't.
Thank you.
I love you too. You guys sing stuff that I don't, and that's fine. But I personally prefer choir music because I really value that connection between multiple singers at the same time with harmonies, in a way that you like. There are some types of music where you can harmonize with yourself, and it's mostly Mongolian throat singing in general. Actually,
love it.
Which is fantastic.
Big fan.
Cool. But like I love the harmony. I love the connection in the community of being a bunch of like singers working on a piece together and hearing you slot into the puzzle pieces of like a quintet or a choir. And so I personally value those a lot, which is why, for example, for La Venganza specifically, because I think it's one of the prettier ones we've done personally. I was like, no, Josh, put the tenor line. Tenor line is carrying the melody because you're taking this one if we're doing it as a convention. This is your song.
This is fair. I will gladly take this one because I love this piece.
And it's
fun singing about our little crewmates that I've grown to just truly love. These idiots.
They're very good. So it is like 6:15. I think what I'd like to do at the end, just since we do have a little bit of this like learning bend to it, is I want to take the choirs and like separate out the parts so people can hear them and how they stack. And I think that'll take us about to the end, and we might even end a little early today because we don't have much more to do with Bully in the Alley. That one's pretty much done, and then we'll let you all go a little early, and we'll have a good time, and hopefully you'll have a good rest of your evening.
We'll let the class go a little early. It's a beautiful day. Go enjoy the sun.
Go outside in your backyard for a bit. I'm not gonna encourage alcohol on stream, but I'm definitely not gonna stop someone else from doing it.
You know what's wild?
What?
I've lost the mute button again.
Oh my god!
I don't know.
How did you lose the mute button?
I don't know what I've done. Hold, please.
Oh no.
Shh. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Can I just control Z you? No, I can't. Penis. All right, hold on. Switch to the lyric sheet, John.
I'm switching. All right. So just to really quickly walk you through the way I did this one, since it's actually really easy. All I did was we have five crew members on this dumb boat. So I said, okay, I want to have at least one verse for each of them. I did here. So this is our tiefling fighter, Audacity. This is our other tiefling captain, the fucking Diavolo. This is our cleric, who is Rowan. She has a sobriquet of the Hurricane of Volantis for reasons that were in the campaign. We've got Xander here, who was originally on this pirate ship before it was the Revenge, before Diavolo bought it, because basically they took his money and was gonna dump him at the next port and leave him there.
First off, he wanted to go to adventure camp, and they tried to steal his money, and he was just trying to make friends.
Yeah, he gave his lunch money to a bunch of bullies. Is basically what happened.
Is 100% what happened.
Yeah. Here's where to see. This is our Triton Maris, and then we have another choir bit for the full crew of the Venganza, and then a little bit of a dirge section here. And so, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things about the crew, 3 things about the the opening here, sort of setting up the story of the Revenge, and then sort of commenting on the story of the Revenge, and then moving forward into the next day. And so that's the way we set it up as when I did it was, this is a song sung by the Revenge's crew, who just kind of exists about their weird, odd new officers. Because Audacity is the first mate, we've got Xander is the quartermaster, Rowan is doing something, I think that involves cooking.
Rowan's the surgeon.
Yeah, Rowan's the surgeon. Somebody's cooking, I don't remember. But
Rowan's surgeon/cook, I believe.
Yeah. And so the Venganza has a group. This is a song by the crew of the Venganza that they sing about the crew of the Revenge when they're all asleep or off doing their own things, and they're sort of working on the ship while the party is off doing party things on a different place.
As one does.
And what's really fun is that I think at some point this is a song that the crew has sung doing their work on the ship while it's sailing, while everyone is on board. I don't know if anyone's heard it yet, because I don't think anyone's been paying attention that much.
Fair.
But, this is something one of those things I love, where the crew could conceivably be hear verses about themselves live on the ship as their crew is working to get their ship to where it needs to go. And that's the kind of world building I enjoy, is you take really dumb, obvious things and turn them into music, because that's what a lot of music is. If you don't know what the 24 Italian art songs and arias are, it is 24 beginner Italian songs that are all basically either, 1, I'm depressed and lonely, someone love me, or 2,
yes,
I'm super horny all the time, someone love me.
Yep, that's that.
That's basically it. And maybe there's an I love life in there somewhere, but that's 24 songs that every single person who studies classical music will learn, to the point where I announced that I was doing something like that at a convention for a Good Society game, which is about Jane Austen, that we were set based on an opera, and the person behind me, who I did not know, turned around and went, "Yup, hate those," and I went, "See, everyone who does music knows them." He happened to be a music teacher. He was chilling behind me playing a different game, heard Italian art songs and arias, and had a visceral "I hate it" reaction so much that he had to turn around and announce it to a group of strangers.
I mean, rightly so.
Rightly so, honestly. That's the reaction you should have. But yeah, that's just kind of how this works.
Great. I think you've given me enough stalling time.
Great. Let's bounce it over. Oh. Right. All right.
What? How in God's green earth?
Hold on, I fixed it. It's good.
Oh, okay, cool. Great. Okay, so I have everyone but the tenor muted, so we can hear
the melody.
We'll do verse and chorus for each one. I think that'll take us through. Oh no, they turned themselves down. Hello. Don't turn yourself down. Mute yourself. What you talking about? Oh, I see what I've done. I'm learning as I go. It was a half mute. Here's a full mute, I think.
Gotcha.
And I guess I'll sing them, because why not?
I mean, you do what you want to do, my friend.
Oh, solitaire marks the day away, love and guns. All right, soprano, fine. And turn on the oceans free, out on the waves till we get home. Heave her up and away we go, away, love and guns. Blue skies above, black seas below, out on the waves till we get home. Great, it figured itself out at the end.
You'll notice there that this does one of those things where we said, like, occasionally the melody line will cut itself off,
like here,
to continue to, like, right there, and to continue singing as fast as possible into the verse, because the call is usually somebody else that isn't the chorus. Now, ideally, what we would do if you wanted to do that is you would have it would be a 6-parter, and at the top you'd have the lead and then everything else. That's a lot of work, so nah. Like,
yeah, it's easier just to say, like, this is the soloist's one note here every time, but then everyone else come in normally.
Yep. Program notes, folks.
Program notes are your best friend.
They are.
So that's the tenor line.
Yep.
What do you want to do next?
Let's do it from the top up. Or from the top.
You want to keep the tenor with each one?
Yeah, let's say we did. We'll build it from the bottom up and then go there.
Wait, bottom up? Oh, God.
You can do the top down. It's up to you.
You said soprano, then you said top up. You've given me conflicting signals.
Last time I said soprano, and you started on the bass anyway, so...
Well, this is fair. We're going bottom up then.
All right.
Here's the tenor with the bass. Our fortunes turned on the ocean spray, out on the waves till we get home. Heave her up and away we go, away, loving guns. Blue skies above, black seas below, out on the waves till we get home. So, like we heard before, like that is the building block kind of foundation is the bass with some fun notes in there.
But yeah, you hear a lot of repetition and doom 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 for I'm actually really surprised that read that as boom. I was pretty for sure thought I was gonna read doom 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 doom, and now it's reading it with an H in there, which is hysterical to me. Why is there an H in doom?
Like Doom from it's a Bollywood movie. Doom again. Doom machale, doom machale, doom machale, doom. Look, we did it in show choir in high school.
That's fair. I was wondering. I was like, why do you know that? I mean, to be fair, Bollywood is a bop in general.
Bollywood is a bop, but Doom Again 2 is great.
Okay, now I know. Thank you very much.
Now you know. I will send you the video. We'll put it on our Twitter.
Excellent.
Our Twitter's going to be a hot fucking mess of random thoughts
random
and songs
nonsense and then sea shanties occasionally. I'm okay with that. That sounds like
I'm also okay with that.
That's just
okay,
us.
So tenor and bass, do you want me to keep the bass on and just keep adding them?
Yeah, let's keep stacking. So we'll go to the tenor, bass, and
baritone. So here's with the baritone. And I'll do one of them. Baritone starts to fill out some of those notes that we're missing. Oh, that's a misprint. We'll fix that later.
Yep.
See, look, even in a thing that we thought was done, we went, oh, that's a messed up note.
Oh, whoop, the baritone doesn't sing that, actually. But yeah.
Done. Fixed.
Nice. All right.
All right.
So now with the alto, and this will start to round, and it'll start to really round out the whole 5-parter.
Yeah.
We love.
And then that's the nice thing, especially about with pieces that we're putting. I mean, when we have the tenor line doing the solo, you get this really great effect where it's the soprano and the bass are this is Everything's a Sandwich. Welcome to Everything's a Sandwich with Josh Blue. The bass and the soprano lines are your bread. They're your bread. They contain everything. They have your top and bottom. Everything. Oh, sorry, my hands aren't in camera. Then your tenor line is whatever your main ingredient in your sandwich is. Let's go like a nice Black Forest ham for me. I like a Black Forest ham. It's delish.
Person of color Forest ham. Josh is 2020.
I can say it, John. and then on either side of your Black Forest ham, you got, maybe it's a nice slice of Swiss. Maybe it's some Havarti. That's your alto. Bringing in that little And that baritone is that like, ooh, what do we got here? Maybe like a nice Dijon. A nice Dijon, little male, little butter, whatever you want. You
Smooth
put them together.
And yet a little chunky. I dig it.
Aren't we all?
Also,
hey,
you want to read
no
that
open
comment?
face sandwiches. No. If you know me, you know my stance on the open face
The
sandwich.
open face sandwich
it
of
is an
music.
affront to God.
The open face sandwich of music is anything Florence Foster Jenkins has ever done.
Yes.
It's just
how dare
it
you?
floats off into nowhere and is never contained by anything.
Yeah, it's bad. I'm sorry if you like open face sandwiches, but you're wrong. This is the one thing.
This is my one hot take.
I get one hot take, and this is it. So anyways, here it is with, what have we added? The alto. This is with our Havarti.
Should make that a meme.
We should, yeah. And you see, just like an open-face sandwich, this song feels incomplete and not great without the top. So, that's another point for closed full sandwiches, the way the gods intended. Alright, I'm gonna put the soprano in. I don't have anything else to say. Here it is with the soprano. Now that's a fucking sandwich. Huh.
I didn't want to interrupt the beautiful music, but we should definitely make a sandwich. We should make a shirt that's just, now that's a fucking sandwich, and it's just like every single part.
SATBB.
Sandwich in the... Exactly. We should
That's what I'll do. Now that's a fucking sandwich. It'll be like it'll be soprano and bass on the top and
And
bottom.
then just like everything squished in the middle.
Yeah. Thick notes. Now that's
Thick
a
notes.
fucking sandwich. If we ever get to the merch stage, that's it.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very good. Okay, so other than that, I think it is, it's 6:30. We've pretty much covered everything we wanted to today, and thank you all for joining us. But other than that, oh, man. I think that's it. I think we're good for today. If you have if you have any questions or anything you want to do, please, shoot us a tweet. It's at Thicc Notes. I mean, I'll send us back to the thingy. Actually, I should make that the actual Twitter.
That would make
sense. I'll change it for next time. But it is at Thicc Notes. Just slash all that together with an at symbol in the front. You can follow us both on Twitter at Ryomasa for me and at JBlueTenor for Josh. And we'll be doing this again next week. Same time, same duration, same amount of potentially getting work done, and mostly just bitching about music for a hot 20 minutes.
I mean, you can expect at least once an episode a tirade about open face sandwiches, and I think I'm okay with being that guy.
Fair. That's going to be us again next week. Again, we're raising money for. Actually, I should go check. I should go put that in the thingy real quick. So this is.
Oh yeah, whoops. We do a great job at putting it in the beginning and then going.
We got
right.
real distracted. So this is This is our BLM petition. These are petitions for specifically for George Floyd, Ahmaud and Breonna Taylor as well. So that way, if you haven't signed them to get, we're trying to raise some awareness around those issues because they're in the world we live in, and it's a hot minute. And then as part of what we're calling our Songs of Solidarity initiative, as part of that, if you check out the link here, that is our Tiltify campaign for the Bail Project. We're doing our best to help support, getting rid of, the police money bail system, as well as aiding protesters who may get arrested during the BLM protests that are happening now and might not have money to cover bail, which I know Bail Project has been helping out with as well. So,
hey, we got another $30 today.
Did we? Darn.
We sure did.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. We appreciate you all a lot. Thank you for donating. And again, if you donate $10 or more, you'll be entered into a raffle for the chance to win your very own custom sea shanty. And right now, the pool is very small, so you should take advantage of it.
So good. We got
Just
one,
saying.
2. We really only have 4 people because one was anonymous. So
yeah. Well, so 4. It's 4 people.
So
we
you got a 25% chance right now.
It's pretty good. That's a real good chance. So. Other than that, we're going to sign out. Thank you all for joining us. We'll be back again 4 o'clock p.m. EST to 7-ish p.m. EST next week. And until then, bye-bye.
Bye.